Oh my God, we're back again.
You are Locked On Guardians, your daily podcast on the Cleveland Guardians. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Your draft every day, your team every day. It is Locked On Guardians, and we're back for rounds 11 through 20. More chaos, or more first basemen who maybe hit for power, but not really, and they're hoping hit for power. I don't know. I was texting with our buddy Regilio from the Tigers, and we were going back and forth about the Guardians and the Tigers draft, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Don't really know."
Yeah, they're the two weirdest drafts on a lot of levels.
They are. Hey, Brock Sell is still there. Give me some Brock Sell. All right, I'm fine with it. I want Brock Sell and Yuli Fernsler. That's who I want the rest of today for Cleveland. I won't get it, but that's who I want. I'm gonna be better to disappoint myself. Yes, welcome back, riders. How was your ride? Put your strap back in. No, your ride is not over. Strap back in. We got another 2 hours, okay? You're not going anywhere. Does 2 hours sound about right, Jeff?
For 10 rounds, I don't know. We'll have to see.
I don't want it to be more than 2 hours. I can't do it anymore. I don't want it to be over, but I also don't want to. I don't know if I can do more. I don't know if I can handle more disappointment, is what I'm saying.
It's at day 3. There should be no disappointment. It's just whatever they have.
Locked in? Yeah, you're locked on. You can't go anywhere, okay? You're stuck now on this ride. The ride is just going to keep going in one big loop. And you're just going to pass all these first basemen that can't hit for power. At least
no, they're first. I mean, they have exit velos. It's about coaching up, right? Like the one kid was 1 year at Vanderbilt. But he has exit velo. Like he has that. The other one is a small UC Irvine. Like it's a small school with good the data. Like, is it ideal? But they took some gambles. We'll see. Like
I'll tell you what, I am tapping out for the home run derby. I don't have plans tonight for the home run derby. I do for the All-Star game tomorrow, but I will not be. I love the home run derby, and I want to watch James Wood win the home run derby or the big dumper.
I won't watch it.
I know you hate fun.
I just don't care about exhibition baseball.
This isn't even baseball. This is drafting players. It's not even actual baseball.
Well, no, I was talking about the draft or the home run derby.
I know.
In All-Star games.
Yeah, Dame Bravo time. Yeah, Bravo chases too much. I'm sure that's exactly what it is. All right, we're in. We've got White Sox Matthew Boughton from high school in Texas. So just as a reminder, we're past the 10th round. So if you sign a player for 150K, it's basically like signing him for zero when it comes to your slot bonuses, your overall bonus. But if you go over 150K, that money counts towards your overall bonus, your pool. Yeah.
So Zach Harris of Georgia, and then we get a weird one to me with Miami taking small school Lewis and Clark College and a fifth-year senior. Like the 11th round is normally where you see teams like spend, like this, like the Angels are a rumored hot team here and I went over this with my buddy Taylor Ward. Like they should have money to get someone big here if they're deciding to go. And in the past, they've gotten Caden Dana in the 11th. They have gotten a big prep pitcher at this point in the draft, and there are some. There's Appenzeller, there's Bauer, mentioned previously. So, I mean, Bauer would be their guy. Like they like velocity. So if there's a player you're looking at, hey, we're gonna go in and try to add some velocity, that would make sense. We'll see.
You said someone got drafted from Lewis and Clark State.
Yes, Miami just.
You know what that brings me memories of, Jeff.
I forgot.
Bo Mills. Bo Mills.
No, that's right. That's right.
Bo Mills, who was my very first ever prospect interview, was the first professional athlete I ever interviewed, to be honest with you, when they were still older than I was, and Bo Mills looked like Tom Brady.
My first was Brad Goldberg.
When he was still playing ball, right?
When he was at Ohio State.
Wow, not even in pro ball.
Is this okay, yeah. Yeah, I interviewed him before he got drafted.
Before you got drafted? When did you get drafted?
Before he got drafted.
Bo Mills, yeah. I was a really big believer in Bo Mills.
I was not. I really badly wanted Jason Hayward that year. I was reading all of Jim Callis' stuff. Bobby Bozer.
Oh, there's interesting.
Well, Alton Davis goes to the Angels. Like that's a big pitcher, not what we expected there, but maybe a little overthought. Bobby Bozer a year ago was one of the more surprising players to go undrafted. Mm-hmm. I assume he's a senior sign, and this is the situation where if you take him here and you give him like $250,000, let's say he costs more than your typical senior sign, let's say just $200,000, then it's only $50,000 against your draft pool, as opposed to if you took him in the 9th round or in the 10th round, where all $200,000 would count against your draft pool. So in this case, you could sign someone like him for $200,000, and it only costs $50,000 against. So that's why he goes here instead of maybe in the 10th round.
That's right. Reed Worley did get taken. I had to update my board.
Jared Spence, the Texas pitcher, another senior, went to Toronto.
I kind of liked him. He was okay.
Yeah, there's some ups and downs in overall performance, but like he's a fun one.
Yeah, I say take Jack Archimone today. Why not? Just do it at this point.
But he can't catch. Like he's not a catcher. He's a catcher in name only.
Are we sure?
Yes. The reports on him say that he can't catch.
Oh yeah, his data in the what league is this? The Futures Collegiate League. We're not good. He threw out 17% of runners there, which is not great. All right, never mind. Maybe I don't know. I don't think. Well, I mean, the data is good enough for him to play another position.
But the data is based off of him playing at a credit conference.
Yeah. What is that? Is that A10?
I'm not entirely sure if I'm honest, top of my head.
All right, somebody looked that up for us. Dylan Palmer goes to the
Hofstra, Jake Brink.
Okay, College of Charleston. Wow. So not the not Coastal, but College of Charleston, which is right by Coastal.
That's where Bailey Ober went.
Also one of our guys last year we liked.
Cole Mathis.
Who was Cole Mathis. Cole Mathis was one of those guys last year we heard like maybe didn't, I don't know, he was, I don't know.
He was just not like, he was a little milk toast, and I think teams read it the wrong way.
Yeah. I think low energy is a bad way I think it's a bad way to look at it, but like he's very relaxed.
Yes. And I think that can
all right. I'm gonna say I'm gonna watch the All-Star game this year, but I am understanding of what you're not into it, because do you want to hear the lineup for the American League tomorrow night?
Sure.
Gleyber Torres leads off at second base.
He's the most productive second baseman. Second base is a crap show this year.
Okay, Riley Green at left, hitting second. So 2 Tigers back to back. That's fine.
He's good.
And you have Aaron Judge, Cal Raleigh, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr., which Guerrero's playing fine, but Judge and Raleigh obviously fantastic. After Vlad, it's Ryan O'Hearn at DH.
He has great numbers.
Junior Caminero at third, replacing Jose, which is ironic. Same agent and same organization until the trade. Javi Baez playing center, hitting 8th. And then hitting 9th is Jacob
Luke
Wilson.
Jackson, who a lot of people at various points liked as a pitcher. Not the Cavs small forward who was a bust, but the pitcher from Texas A&M, and not the Atlanta Braves pitcher.
Hey, the Giants took Rod Barajas' kid.
Yeah, they did. Who I'm shocked as a catcher.
Yeah. Luke Jackson. I thought Luke Jackson was not a good small forward. You're right. He was the University of Oregon.
Bust. Yeah, it was a terrible pick.
That was the draft after LeBron, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Oh, here's a good question. Eddie King. Someone asked about Eddie King. I liked Eddie King at Louisville. I don't know if the data was that good. I think he's on there.
He's not on our sheet.
No. I liked Eddie King at Louisville. He was fun to watch. I don't know how good he really is. Is Yuli Fernsler out? I don't know. I hope not.
Probably.
Not for Cleveland. He's probably out, but everybody else might be in. But I don't think Cleveland's getting him. Any high risk reward shortstops left? Not really. No. That's not this point of the draft. No. That's why you saw 1,000,001 shortstops get taken on day one, because everybody wanted the shortstops and then decided that was it.
Ryan Daniels from Connecticut. Some people liked him, who just went to the Twins. Jalen Flores, who is a senior. Not a lot of seniors in here because they can get that extra money, right? Like this is what I talked about earlier.
Mhm.
Jalen Flores from Texas did not have a great. I guess they're saying he's a 4-year junior. I mean, he's essentially a senior age, or maybe it was just a draft eligible sophomore.
Jeff, any chance the Guardians can get any overslot guys?
I don't think they have any money.
I don't think so either. No,
they've spent their money. If you know,
I mean,
especially if I haven't had any confirming reports about Jay Slavalette getting full slot. If he does get full slot, he would be the second highest bonus in the history of the 27th overall pick. So if that report was true, then yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like they don't have a ton of. I mean, there's maybe a little bit here or there. I could be wrong, but I don't see them.
You think? Well, is Will Hines getting? What do you think? $2 million?
No, he should be. I mean, he's about
5.
Slot. I think he's about the slot there. Yeah, he wasn't. Okay. He was not that highly rated.
Okay.
Ellie Jersenbeck, that's a guy from South Carolina who's
Eli Jersenbeck. That's Mike Jersenbeck's kid. He's just been hurt a lot.
Yes, that's been the problem.
He was available last year and nobody took him because he can't stop getting hurt. But there's bloodlines there. This stuff is kind of interesting. Jordan Martin, I don't even know who Jordan Martin is. Do you?
Oh, is someone asking about it?
Yeah.
He was Missouri's prep player of the year, but like he wasn't well thought of. He didn't make like hardly any lists. He was not super high rated anywhere. I just don't think. I think he's a college kid all the way. Like he's a big kid, and like I said, I think he was the Missouri like Gatorade player of the year. But he wasn't even like he was the player of the year, but he wasn't even like Missouri's like top draft prospect. Gotta like when we get a Dusty Rivas from Western Carolina.
Dusty Wathan.
I don't know what the reference.
Dusty Wathan was a
that guy. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, he's a manager in the minor leagues for the Pirates, I think, somewhere. Yeah, Luke Dotson. I remember watching Luke Dotson at Mississippi State. He's interesting. To Arizona, he was. I'm trying to think what. I didn't write him up, but he had some interesting numbers this year. He struck out a lot of batters. He's a reliever, but he could miss some bats. So that's an interesting pick for them right there.
Yeah, Holton DeJong. Some people like him as a reliever there. Dotson, as you said, performed well. I just had them. Dotson's probably going to be expensive for Arizona as a draft-eligible sophomore here.
Yeah. But he's a reliever only, so that's interesting.
Yeah. And this is the thing that kind of drives me nuts about Cleveland in recent years is like all these teams talk about like, okay, this is a senior sign. This is why they're taking him here. They're taking the draft eligible sophomore here. You can go over slot, so yes, but you have to stick inside your pool and every dollar over 150K counts against your pool. But Cleveland for the longest time, like I don't know if it's like they were trying to save a little bit of money, but it's like they would take the guys in the 10th round instead of the 11th. Like if they took them in the 11th, they would have had 150K extra to spend, but they've done like Zibin and Mobley in the 10th.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
If you're, who was given Mobley 1.8, if you're like, hey, can you go one sign later, then it would save 150,000 they could have used to, land another prospect or player because they kind of have to go all out.
Oh yeah. Sam Horn. I liked him in college. He's interesting. I think
the problem with him is he's going to play football in the fall.
Yeah.
So after Kyler Murray, no one wants to mess with that.
I don't blame him. Yeah. I honestly, I have no idea.
No, I mean, there's no.
At this point. It's so.
I mean, I don't have a lot of good feel for guys where I was like, oh, this guy. I mean, every guy I thought was one of their targets, didn't go there. Brewers with the Junis. Why can't I not talk? Junipero Serra player. Taking a high school kid, CJ Hughes. Another kind of off the beaten path one. Interesting. And the other after that is one of those top programs in California, constantly producing one.
Jeff, the Guardians are saying that the post draft Zoom will be around 7:30, so that means things probably end around 6:30 or 7, I would guess.
Yeah.
I will forward you that link to join because I'm assuming you didn't get it because I didn't get it yesterday. I had to get the information on that yesterday. I didn't have it originally.
Let me look at the team.
I will share it with you. It came from the Guardians yesterday. Oh, that's the information after the draft.
Is it from Bart?
No, it's from Austin.
Oh, Corn. Let me see if it's like buried. Sometimes his stuff gets.
I didn't originally get it. I had to reach out to get that clarified. But you add it to your Gmail?
Sure.
Okay. All right. I just forwarded you the information, so you have it now. So that'll be about 7:30. We'll have
another Arkansas player.
Triple dip with Shane Sadao. Yeah, Shane Sadao had Tommy John all year, so I don't know. That'll be interesting. He's been out. CJ called me. I mean, some people thought Sadao was going to be a Guardians pick coming into the year, and I don't really know now. Again, the fact that he sat out all year and had Tommy John, I don't really know if he's a fit anymore, but maybe.
What I thought was interesting going through and doing the short capsules is kind of fun is, so you had, they took 2 Ole Miss guys, 2 Oklahoma State guys, and 2 Texas A&M guys. So they had 12 picks. 6 of them were pairs of teammates. So they double dipped on 3 separate programs.
Yeah.
And one could argue in those 3 hitters, they double dipped later with the pitcher, where they're 3 highest rated hitters they drafted in this class. Well, I guess that's not true because Curley would be one of them as well, but 3 of the 4 highest ones.
Mm-hmm. Sounds busy at your house, Chef.
Yeah.
It's a Monday afternoon.
Yes.
So we got a question for after the draft from Daniel. How does it work after the draft? NFL teams can make offers to guys. Yes, if there's an undrafted free agent, anybody can go and sign those guys if they were eligible. Unless
you can offer, and that's the thing. Like, you can even offer guys still has eligibility left if you have money. I think you can offer anyone 150,000. You can go out, but it's just so hard anymore to make room because every guy you add is probably someone you're cutting. Almost everyone runs to the full max limit of 175 minor league players.
Yeah. Here's something I want to talk about at some point too. Maybe not on the draft, but not on here, but maybe in a podcast episode in the future.
If there the Guardians, Tigers spending River Hamilton, a top 100 pitching prospect, someone you like, who they just took in the
he was my number one. Yeah, River Hamilton was number 100 on my board. I finished out with him. He's an interesting player. Let me see if I can find what I wrote about him. I don't know if I wrote him up. I think I just ranked him because I only wrote up Guardians type guys because I'm an idiot. But River Hamilton. Oh yeah, the kid from Oregon. Yeah, he's fun. He's got 2+ pitches, I think, or 2 above average pitches, and I guess he's going to sign probably if they're going to give him the money to go from LSU. But good body. He'll be 19 in October, so he won't really pitch until he's 19.
Justin talking about teenagers' bodies again.
Hey, at least this time he's going to be 19 soon. Okay, listen.
Moving up in Tyler age. Howard from University of Portland, a catcher. I also got to point out the Phillies who drafted Matt Verling and traded him just drafted his cousin. But we have Tyler Howard, a catcher from
Murray
State.
Of Portland. Go Racers!
Yeah, Will Verling's from there, but Cleveland took Tyler Howard, a catcher, Portland, 4-year junior. Now the hunt begins because I got to be honest. I didn't bet last year. Portland he caught good pitchers last year, and they do take catchers in the 11th round. That is one of those things they do.
They also like West Coast catchers too. Yes. Tincher was West Coast.
Logan Ice.
Logan Ice was West Coast. They've taken a lot of West Coast catchers, which is interesting. So Tyler Howard has absolutely no power. Shocking. But he is a catcher who walks a lot, doesn't strike out. I'm guessing just a really good defender. I don't have anything else on him.
Let's see. What do I got? He's been
Washington,
Portland for 3 straight years.
He has no bio on their website, which is hilarious to me. There's nothing. They have stats and no bio. So clearly they thought he was so great that they didn't write anything about him.
It feels a lot like Tincher. It feels like a depth catcher.
They don't have any defensive stats on him except for errors. He made 5 errors this year, Jeff, and I know that's your favorite stat to go by. So clearly, he's a good defender.
Maybe I'll check and see if Baseball America has it, but no one else has hardly any. I'm pulling up his.
Yeah.
So just pulling this up. I
gotta be careful how many tabs I open on my computer now because my computer crashed this morning hard because I had too many tabs open.
Guys, I see the thing. It's like everyone wants Cooper Ingles far from ready, and how many guys struggle in the transition from AAA to the majors, let alone AA.
Yes,
like it's just not.
AAA, yeah.
It's just not. People like to call it up, do that, but it's like they don't have anyone ready to go. It's like you're hoping Cody Heft would step up because he has good exit velocities, and he has not. Yeah. So Howard has been a high contact, low strikeout guy with no power at all. He was in the West Coast Summer League and was not great with wooden bats. In 23, he wasn't there in 24. It looks like it reminds me of Tincher, another like depth guy. But they don't really have, like we said, we don't think there's much money to spend, so that is not surprising.
Yeah, it's not going to be. Yeah, they're not going to. I don't think at this point. This technically would be the start of day 3 if they were still doing it that way. So,
and sometimes they've gone for big money, and sometimes they, have bought somebody there, and then sometimes they have. Just gone for more of a filler depth.
Austin Hedges is not getting released.
Yeah, I already. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, it's not happening. Yeah, and they're both left-handed too, which doesn't really help. And yeah, Engel needs to go through AAA first. And I'll say this: Engel should be in AAA. Like, he's ready. He's ready for AAA. AA, he's done with AA. He should be, and I think he will be sometime in the second half. But yeah, there's such a big gap between AAA and the majors now that. You can't be skipping that anymore. Like, it's like the last guy that really skipped AAA, I think was Juan Soto.
Yeah, it almost never happens. Like, I wrote about it when everyone said Chase DeLauder should after his good camp last year, before he then had like a rough time in AAA and then got hurt. And it's just that thing where no one skips AA. Like, it just doesn't happen. I think it's Soto and there was like one other player.
Yeah, nobody skips AA. I mean, what's his name? Tyler Howard's stats in terms of West Coast League was not bad. He just doesn't have power. Like, it is what it is.
He had a 704 OPS in like the 4th best summer wooden bat league.
It was 760 last year.
No, 704 in Corvallis right here.
No, that was 2023. This is 2024. He played in Corvallis.
Corvallis Knights was in 23. Where are you getting that he played in 24? I don't have any 24 data.
It's on Baseball Reference. I'm looking at it right here. University of Portland. Yeah. Okay. 2024.
I'm looking at.
He had 32 games in Corvallis in 2024. He had a 760 OPS.
Still, he spent 3 years in the 4th, maybe 5th best.
He walked 29 times. And he struck out 9 times, and he had 5 extra base hits. And
it speaks volumes. Yeah. He's a depth guy. This is catching depth. This maybe now they can move up. Bennett Thompson, who's having a great year. They needed. I mean, Tincher was
Bennett Thompson, also a West Coast guy. He was from Oregon. Yeah,
and Tincher they took him in the 11th, gave him 125,000. Like, this could be a pick that is below slot at this point in the draft. It's just they feel like we didn't get a catcher, we need to get a catcher, and we like some of his ability in that backup role to help develop pitchers, because they value a lot of things when it comes to it. So I had someone say I should have got Grant J. Grant J is a terrible defender, and he's not going to stay a catcher. And that's why they don't take guys like that, because they place too much value on the developing of pitchers. They need real catchers back there.
Yeah. So did Henry Ford get taken?
No.
Finally?
No.
Wow. So
Are we
Bauer,
paused?
Appenzeller,
Like, what's going
so,
on? Like, I see nothing on the draft tracker. I don't have volume on. Oh, there we go.
Eli Brown from Mercer.
went.
Mercer's had some guys recently.
That's where Kyle Lewis came from.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, at this point, all the guys left on my board are high school and Henry Ford, I think.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's it. Because I have Bauer, Appenzeller, Sell, Yuli Fernsler, Alec Blair, Henry Ford, Yuli Fernsler. I have Yuli Fernsler twice. That's funny. Do I have Yuli Fernsler twice? No, I do have Yuli. So I guess I only did a top 99 because I didn't have a second one. And then I have Braden Chaska, who I'm guessing is going to college at this point.
Ralphie was hurt, and yeah, he wasn't a great catcher.
Yeah, Ralphie. So here's what happened to Ralphie. If anybody's never heard the story, so I don't know what actually happened, but Ralphie had a thumb issue last year where he couldn't catch, but it was good enough to play first base. I kind of feel like the Guardians use that as an excuse to move him off catcher because he hasn't gone back since. He caught like a handful of games, if even less than that, at Arizona at the complex level in 2023 when he got drafted. So yeah, he's not going back to catcher. Like Cleveland keeps saying, we'd like to keep catcher alive. We'd like to keep catcher alive. Great
story. I got to interrupt you. So Talon Haley just was taken by the Angels. So that's definitely a money one. This is a kid who has overcome well, let's talk about the athletics. His mom was a college basketball player. His dad played in the CFL. He was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma while recovering from elbow reconstruction. He's had 2 Tommy Johns, a regular and an internal brace, and he, overcame cancer. And he just got taken in the 12th round from Lewisburg, Mississippi. Talon Haley. If you're not rooting for Talon Haley, there's something seriously wrong for you, with you. And he's just, this is a kid who's overcome more than most of us have at a very young age.
And he was a top 100 guy on some lists too.
Yeah.
Yeah. He threw up he was throwing in the mid 90s in the combine too, or a couple showcases. Yeah, there's some good stuff there, and he's a really interesting player, and obviously has a very background that shows that he's got a lot of perseverance and work ethic.
Gotta he's a guy I'm gonna root for no matter what. Hard not to.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
His brother is also a pitcher at Arkansas Little Rock.
Yeah, Gage Haley, yeah.
I liked him a lot. He was one of my last cuts. He would have been in my top 100.
Yeah, he's a Vanderbilt commit, but I would guess at this point he's probably going to sign.
Yeah, and Angels got money. They definitely have money.
Yeah. And if I were him, I would sign too, because never know what might happen in college.
Yeah. Ohio State years ago had a pitcher pass away from, I think it was Hodgkin's lymphoma while at Ohio State. I remember that. That was a really sad story.
Talon Haley's left-handed, right?
Bat, because it's bat then. So yeah, he throws left. He bats right. Throws left.
Yeah. Yeah, good for them. Good for him. That'll be a fun story to follow. Hopefully everything works out.
I cannot type right now. And then, we had Ben Moore, who was a top 250 guy, go to Washington, Old Dominion lefty. And then a top 150 guy, Blaine Bullard, who's another guy you and I discussed at various times, switch hitting high school outfielder, just went to Toronto. We're assuming, especially in the top 15, that most of these guys are going to sign. There might be some more later, but it's when you're seeing these names and you're seeing some guys, we're expecting them all still to sign.
Whoa, you got a concert going on over there, Jeff.
I don't know. They must have like turned on the hose outside. Because we have city water for everything and then well water for the hose heads. So I'm assuming we decided to water plants.
Interesting. I didn't know anybody had a mix of well and city, so that's interesting.
Yeah, it's something they do sometimes because then it's cheaper. Yep, I just got the alert about what was talked about, Cal Raleigh and Jose. Cody Del Vecchio, another one of those guys who went to UCLA and saw his stock go down over the years, as is
everybody else there, yeah, except for Rock Chalowski. Everyone going up. I told that to Nick Wilson when I was on the on 92.3 before this. I was like, well, because they were asking about, well, Jace Lavalette was was considered maybe a 1-1 pick coming into the year, and I was like,
he wasn't.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing with his K rate. Like, he was talked about as like someone who had to improve to potentially be there, but with his K percentage, he was never going to go 1-1. Like, I said,
yeah, I said like there was a little overhyped there, and I also said like this is also a bad draft class too. So like.
Like, that's the thing. No one, he wasn't, if he repeated his year from last year, he still wasn't going to go 1 because of the K and strikeout issues.
Yeah.
That's Brandon Montgomery. And Montgomery, yes, he had health issues, but Brandon Montgomery went later. Yeah.
And I was like, it's a bad draft class. So I feel like a lot of that 1-1 hype had to do with the fact this is such a terrible draft class. So, yeah. Yeah.
Colton Smith, Georgia. We're seeing a lot of run on these Georgia guys. Georgia really disappointed this year. Maybe they weren't, doing quite as much sign stealing. If you read the reports, it was rampant last year by a lot of reporters. And rumor mills and Colton Smith we're seeing all the Georgia guys fall. I mean, Trey Phelps is back in school. He was supposed to be a top 20 pick in this year's class as a draft eligible sophomore. Rough year at Georgia. I'm still holding out hope. Ryland Zabrowski, he was at Grand Canyon, he was at Miami, and then he went to Georgia and had a really good first half of the year. I think he struggled
Miami,
a bit
Ohio, by the way.
Yeah, Miami of Ohio. Yeah. There's a lot of articles out there on it, and I'm not a big thing, but he's an adult with autism who has really excelled, and I would just love to see for the right organization that's gonna be a great human interest story. He's a big Angels fan. I'd love to see him go.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Prager had an awful year. Brian Prager had the worst senior year I have seen for a draft eligible guy. He never added velocity in school, which was part of his problem. That like everyone expected him to add velocity and never came. He had Tommy John in college, and then this year everything backed up. His pitches were not as sharp. His velocity on everything was down. His control and everything took a grade drop. So you're betting on trying to get him back. But I mean, it was across the board. Everything that could go wrong went wrong for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, hopefully they made him, like you said, hopefully that he made enough money in NIL where it balanced out what he missed because, I'm sorry, 12th round, yeah.
Grant J to Haley. Seattle there. Drafted him as a catcher. He can't catch. Another Dallas Baptist guy. Another guy who, God, he has lots of power, but lots of swing and miss. I'm trying to remember if I have him in this year's data or only last year's data. But that's another kind of big name on the circuit for a while. I don't think I have. There we go. So he misses in the zone, chases out of the zone. Big exit velocity, big launch angle, lots of barrels, huge K. So he's an all or nothing type.
Should we just start talking about the 2026 draft class?
What? I don't have a lot of it. No, yeah. I mean, I don't have much. I've really barely spent any time on it. I can't really give you much. Because I've been all focused here. Like I'll worry about when the class outside of Rock Chalowski won. I don't really. I couldn't even give you top 5 right now. That's just my brain isn't there. But
one of my buddies said we should reek the tank. The tank line for Rock is reek for Rock.
I thought it would be suck a jock for Rock. Suck a sock for Rock.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Reek. I like reek for Rock better. I think that's a good one. I don't want to go back in the lottery, but I don't know. I also don't want to be in the middle either.
I think that it's just the weirdness of baseball. It's, this back and forth. Like I said, we saw like after the 23 season, only 2 of the 5 teams made it back right now, or like 2 of it's like 20% of the teams go back every year. And it's just Cooper Underwood. The Brewers must have saved a lot of money because they're going prep here with some guys that I didn't think, I don't know. Now sign. I'm like, they kind of, now the Brewers didn't sign everyone a year ago. Like they went kind of under slot last year and then came back. But it's like Evil's going to cost a decent amount. Fisher, Thompson, the supplemental pick is probably well under slot. Morrison should be near. Flores, Escopo, Dickinson, those guys should all be near. They took a senior, put a high school senior in the 8th round. They didn't take a lot of college. I'm curious what they're doing, or if they're just drafting all these high school kids and are going to throw bonus amounts and the first one to take it gets it. But they left guys on the table last year. Like that's something that they have done previously. So I'll be curious to see. And then we have the interesting thing is, I think my question to you, Justin, is I don't think anyone they took today is going to slot into my top 10 prospects in the org. Is anyone going to slot in the top 10 for you? I don't think anyone cuts the top 10 because of the risk factor and the distance in the big leagues and the health.
Nope. No top 10s for me today. Let me see what my rankings are for right now. All of our insiders have access to that. It's also on my website. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Cantillo's going to graduate here soon if he hasn't already, so he'll be off my list. I'm leaving Bazan at 1. I'm leaving leaving Hanau 2. I'll probably move Lada up to 3 from 4. Yeah. Probably move Churio down to. I'll probably move Churio down to 6. I'll probably move him down because he's having a bad year.
Put Engel at 4.
I'd move Engel up. I have Doughty at 5. I'd move him up. I'd move Engel up. Cantillo's going to graduate. I might move Walters down because he just had a major injury. I'll move Kafis up. I could see maybe I'm going to move Peter. I'm going to move Messick up. I could see maybe putting him I think Jace at 15. Maybe I have Oki at 15, or I'm sorry, I have Alaman at 15. But Alaman is having a brutal year in AAA. He's just struggling right now. So I could see maybe Jace Lavalette for me 15. I think that's where I'm at. I think 15 or 14 is where I'm at with Jace Lavalette. I think it's the first time. I can't remember the last time the Guardians picked a guy in the first round, and he didn't immediately go into the top 10 of my prospects.
So if I look at my list, Baz, Janau, I have Doughty 3 on mine. I'm probably going to have Engel at least 3 or 4. Churio's still going to be in the top 10. Ralphie I'll still have in the top 10. Messick will stay in the top 10. Delauder will stay in the top 10. Kafis has to be in the top 10. So for me, that means Janau. So it's like, let's see, I have, the highest he could be is somewhere in the 10 to 15 range.
I think it's out of the 15. Who was the first pick in 2020? That was Ralphie.
The top 10 should. You're going to have guys like Brito is close to a top 10 guy. Delauder should get a shot at some point this year. We'll see on Kafis. But
2022, I put Delauder at 12 after the draft. So that was out.
Oh, no, I put him high, and he went immediately. Because I think the system was that good then.
Yeah, I had Valera and Espino and Williams at the top, and I had Rocchio, and I had Logan Allen and Bo Naylor and Nolan Jones, and it was not good. So 2022. 2023, I don't think I put Ralph. I don't think I did a midseason update in 2023. I could be wrong. I did not. Yeah. 2021, Gavin Williams. 2021, that was an update there. I don't know who did they take in 2021. Was that the Gavin Williams year?
Yeah, it was Gavin Williams.
Yeah, I put Gavin in there at 7.
I put Tanner at 1 after that draft. I'm kidding.
Unfortunately, after the draft, I put Tanner Burns at 13 after they drafted him. That was a year I didn't put him in the top 10.
I don't know if I put anyone in the top 10 from 2020. No, I put Logan Allen in. So change that. I did.
I didn't. I had
like
Burns
Logan Allen a lot.
I had Burns 13, Tucker 16, Halpin 19, 20 for Allen. Who did they pick in 19? Was 19 Bo Naylor?
Yes.
No. Was it?
Yes.
I think I know 18.
No,
was Bo
19
Naylor.
was Espino. 19's Espino.
Yeah, I had Espino 17 that year actually.
We've got Cleveland up, so let's see. We will Ryan DeSanto from Penn State, a top 250 guy. He is.
That might take a little bit of money.
I might take a little money here. He's another big lefty. They went for another big left-handed pitcher.
I don't mind that. Not in the 12th round. I don't mind that.
It's a below average fastball. He averages 88 miles an hour.
For a guy who's that big, interesting, because he is 6'4", 2.
Oh, a Harvard guy went after them, but huge spin on the pitch. It's a huge spin and ton of carry. It moves a ton, even though it is low velocity. And then he's got a good changeup as well. So it's a
weird delivery. It's a weird arm angle.
It's probably a reliever. But
if I had to guess, it's a reliever. Yeah, I think it's a reliever. I just don't see how that delivery is going to start. I can't see it.
This is like the best.
He also went to St. Joe's.
Yeah, second St. Joe's guy.
Penn State had a lot of names.
This is their best draft ever. Like, that's not a program that has produced, but they've been active with transfers.
Well, they got Paxton Kling, Ryan Weingartner, and then also now Ryan DeSanto.
I mean, for a program that never gets an A1, that's pretty impressive.
Right. Curious to see. The walks are a little higher than you would have thought for.
I mean, it's also he's Penn freaking State. He's not getting coached up. Let's be honest. Again, this is kind of a program that often has been made fun of for being awful at baseball in the Big Ten. This is one of the whipping boy programs over the history of Big Ten baseball. Why did this just reset me to the first round? We are now in the 14th round. Right?
It does that every round. If you're looking something up,
13. Ryan Galvin. Didn't they draft another Galvin? Maybe I got the wrong. But yeah, so I wonder too if the St. Joe's scout. He was, in the Cape. He had a good run in the Cape last year. 24 innings. Didn't walk anyone. Strikeout rate was okay, but
I wouldn't call that okay. I'd call that below average.
Strikeout rate, yeah, but he didn't walk anyone, and he didn't get himself in trouble. You're counting on improvement.
I mean, this isn't like I'm trying to think here. It's not like Florida where you're picking high-end talent that never got coached. Like Ryan DeSanto is not, high-end talent like that. But it's, I guess, similar to the thing of Florida because, you're not getting coached up there. So. I will say Cleveland. I mean, I guess I was going to say Cleveland likes guys who have transferred because they think that
everyone's
stability. And that's what I was going to say. I was like, you know what? I don't think you can say that anymore. I was going to say because when we talked to them before about Zane Morehouse and some other guys, we were saying Cleveland thinks that's interesting because they think that being with a more stable organization and not moving around every year is going to help them grow and develop. But the thing is. Yeah, everybody's transferring. The age of the transfer portal and NIL, everyone's transferring. Marlins
just took another Penn State guy.
So unless someone's doing some excavation in your house.
I know. I'm half tempted to run upstairs and just be like, what are you doing me?
Chase Renner. So that's 4 guys this year from Penn State. Good for them.
It's more than no, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's 4. For Daniel Keating, no. You can't. If it was easy to change swing decisions and approaches, they wouldn't have the issues they have. And again, there has never been. People brought up Mark Reynolds last night. He's at 21%. Michael Tagale 20. There's never been a guy with a 25% K rate who then made it to the big leagues and was successful. A hitting coach doesn't help that because it's passivity. It's swinging in the zone and missing. It's having long levers and struggle. It's everything we've seen with Nolan Jones this year. It's all of that.
If Cleveland was better at that, then Oscar Gonzalez and John Kenton Noel would still be on this team playing very well. Like
Esteban Florial wouldn't be,
Yeah, they didn't fix those guys, and Noel had more talent than any of them, to be honest with you.
One second.
Yeah. So yeah, swing decisions are very hard to fix. Guys' tendencies, guys who chase, like Gabriel Arias having a little bit better year. But his approach hasn't changed. He just has found a different way to make his swing work. And I'd even argue that his swing's not really working. Like, it's been okay. It hasn't been great. So yeah, it's just not one of those things that necessarily you can change. It just isn't. So I don't think that that's something that's gonna be a thing. Like, you can change a guy's swing. You can add exit velocity. Stephen Kwan was a guy who went through some bat speed training to get a little bit better, and it helped Kwan identify pitches on the inner half to drive for power, pull side power. But that's not really an approach change, because those are pitches that are strikes. It's just him looking at a particular zone. But John Kenton-Noel and Oscar Gonzalez and all those guys are not Stephen Kwan, so it's very hard to do. So, Jeff, you're a little bit loud, just FYI.
Okay.
The swing decisions, I guess that's right. I keep saying swing decisions. Jason's swing decisions are not the issue. Like,
it's still a swing decision because it's passivity. Like, it's still the decision to be passive. It's part of the decision of his swing.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, I see that. Yeah.
People got on me about that yesterday. I'm like, no, it is a swing decision. He struggles.
Right.
He makes bad calls in the zone. He has a long swing that people can bust him inside on or can get back at him, or he chooses not to swing. Like, there's multiple times I watched him this year where ball would be down the middle, like what we screamed about with Nolan Jones. That's why I keep comping him there. And he just bat would stay on his shoulder. Like, that is a decision. It's part of his swing.
Yes, it is decision to be passive, right? Exactly.
His decisions
he's better at not swinging at balls, but the problem is he doesn't swing at enough strikes, and when he does, he misses. It is a bad. I'm going to say this. It is a bad combination to A, be passive, and B, also have a ton of swing and miss in the zone.
Yeah,
it's got to be one or the other. Travis Bazan is a little passive, but guess what? He doesn't swing and miss in the zone. So I'd rather have that than Jace Laviolette, who does both very poorly.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's what we see. And people get tired of me saying with Nolan Jones, but just like, you can bust him inside, or sometimes he's not going to take his bat off his shoulder when it's right down Broadway. People will say, and this is part of
almost like it's a predetermined decision. Like, sometimes they almost go up there, and another Walter State guy. Walter State was that Gio Rivera? Was that who that was?
Yes, it was Gio Rivera. I thought was an interesting player who, I don't even think he ever threw a pitch before he was let go.
Yeah, he got let go because he was always hurt.
Yeah, and it's not your fault at all, Jake. The thing is, I see this mislabeled all the time because people default swing decisions to only mean chase, and they default eye decisions to only mean do they expand the zone. To me, no. Like, swing decisions is this play, Joe Adell this year is playing well, and one of the reasons why is he's become more aggressive. Like, you can work on it. It's something that is more capable. But the problem for Jace Laviolette, and the problem for Nolan Schubart, and the problem for Nolan Jones, and the problem with Jonathan Rodriguez is sometimes when you are big, it's easier to bust you inside. It's easier to take advantage of that inner half. And all of these guys have long swings. Like, all of them have very long swings trying to tap into their power and take advantage of their bat speed. And that kind of makes it easier. And it's, it's great when there's Aaron Judge, but, he also has a better overall eye than any of those guys, and just is a better athlete. I mean, he's a freak of nature, but it's a hard profile in that regard where Jack Winay just went to Boston. A lot of people liked him. He has no exit velo at all.
He's a first baseman, isn't he? He's only a first baseman.
Third base.
He played first. He played first base when Kurtz was down last year for a little bit.
No, he was third baseman mostly. And then the other thing with it too, it's like swing decisions don't. In those type of approaches, you can sometimes get guys to be a little more aggressive. So that's maybe the hope with Laviolette. And, maybe then he can take advantage of it. And maybe then I look foolish, and then I'll be very happy. I want to look foolish. Kalen Fang, I kind of liked him. Harvard just went to the Twins. Remember me talking about him during the season? Some of the interesting athletic traits, as well as the Cape performance. But in the offseason, one of those things that like someone innocuously stated and then people wanted to run with it. It's like, oh, Carlos Santana is going to help a lot of these hitters be more patient. It just doesn't work that way. Like, think about anything you've done your whole life.
If it was that easy, it would have already happened.
If you spent your whole life, doing something and then try to adjust and change it, like it's really hard to do. It's really hard for any of us to do. And I mean, God, I hope I'm wrong. I want people to be clipping me for years about how I got Lavalette wrong because he makes multiple All-Star teams, and Nolan Schubart becomes an absolute monster man at first base, and
David Ortiz,
and they're able to fix Dean Curley's launch angle, and he becomes the heir apparent at third. I have more faith in the Dean Curley thing than I do anything else. Like same, but like I want all of that. Please, I always want to be wrong and not right. Like we talked about last night, like, and I've had this conversation with my wife. It's like my daughter always asks about John Kenzie Noel because she's 7 and like she's very excited. She got a new Guardian shirt. She's got 2, and my son's got his. And like they're casually about baseball, and that's great. And I love that they're showing some interest in something I like. And she loves John Kenzie Noel because she's 7 and his nickname is Big Christmas. What 7-year-old wouldn't love that? I wish John Kenzie Noel was the best hitter on this team. I wish he was better than Jose. Like, my daughter would care more if I was like, John Kenzie is hitting home runs all the time. He's, like, if he was fun to watch on top of having his name, I could get my kid into baseball even more. I could get her watching. And it's like, I wish I was so wrong about him more than any other player. I never want to be right. I want this team to win. Them winning is more valuable to me than my my clout. I'm not a clout.
100%. Same here.
It's more valuable to me than my I guess
it's better for the podcast. Let's be honest. It's good for us.
It is, but like I don't even think about it that way. It's just like I would rather they win than I be like known as an expert. That's not how I operate. I know people sometimes think I'm a bit arrogant or stuck in my ways, but it's just that's where it is. We just had a fun one in the regard that I have no idea who Aiden Tarek is, but he is listed as no school California and no school for his
St. Mary's.
Okay, they just fixed it. It just got fixed.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'll get off my soapbox. I hope everyone enjoyed that. I hope everyone realizes, oh, so that's interesting. The Rays sold. I missed that.
Yeah, the Rays, there's expected to be a deal there. So
oh, nice. That's good. Hopefully, yeah.
Hopefully.
But
so
go back
to Ryan.
I really like him. I like this pick.
Ryan DeSanto, by the way.
Matt Hewer was a homeschool kid, Arthur, if you wanted one. And Daniel Keating, you're right. That'd be the ultimate kid outfield. But DeSanto, I like the fact that like the walk rate's improving. It was great on the Cape. He's a guy where there's a lot of growth potential. He's a cold weather lefty, big.
His whole family played baseball. His dad played baseball in college. His brother plays baseball in college. His uncle played baseball in college. So,
yeah, I like this one. I think this is a good pick, a good value. I'm curious. I feel like, hey, this might cost a little bit more than slot, but I'm cool with that. And
he did okay on the Cape. Like
it's fine.
Yeah. At the very least, he winds up an interesting reliever because of the delivery.
Oh, Weingartner also came over from St. Joe's with DeSanto. St. Joe's has had a pretty good team.
Yeah, that's the third transfer we've talked about for them, right?
So the write up here, below average fastball, but the data is off the charts with huge spin rates that lead to carry. A reason why I produced a 24% miss rate by opponents, and they hit 182 against his fastball, which again, he's sitting upper 80s. The guys can't hit it.
I'll throw this out there. This was Nick Wilson gave me this idea. We can talk about this in between. I talked this with Nick Wilson on the air. He said, would you consider signing Lane Thomas to a 1-year deal, like a bridge deal? With him having a crappy year and exactly not going into free agency with any momentum. I'd bring him back for next year and see if it works for both teams, because you're still going to need him next year no matter what.
Yeah, because if he's gone, I mean, honestly, I think Nolan Jones is your center fielder.
Yeah, and at least you can put – and if you have Nolan and DeLauder and Kwan and Lane Thomas. Lane Thomas fits as a platoon for two of those guys, at least in either position. So he goes back to being a role that's better for him, and he might go into free agency with a little more momentum. So
again, another high school kid for the Brewers. Again, they're not Logan Forsythe. I've known for La Tech has had some decent production as a pitcher there going to the Rays. The Brewers aren't going to sign all these guys. They're the first team where I'm like, I just don't see it happening. But they're just going all prep, and they're going to see which ones agree. I mean, at this point in time, I gotta be honest, Mike. Like, I love Los. Carlos is one of my all-time favorite players. Eventually, I would hope to get an autographed ball to add to the Grady Sizemore one right behind me there. And I love Los. He's been about league average this year. It's been extremes when he's good and bad, but I think you trade him. Like, you're hoping to see Kafis play at some point before the year is done. So you got to trade Santana for that to happen. The only problem then becomes, like, if you think you can contend, then you got to find a National League team, and I don't know who needs a first baseman. Angel Martinez is a stopgap center fielder. It's pretty bad metrically.
I mean, if you don't re-sign Lane Thomas, your center fielder to start next season, I think, is Angel Martinez.
I think it's a Martinez Jones platoon with the Lada playing every day and right.
You still have Schneemann, and you still, hopefully at some point next year have Bazana. So
yeah, it's like Schneemann should be and we'll see what happens. Like, Arias has been very up and down, but hey, Jack Goodman, Northeastern, another one of the Northeastern guys I looked at it this year. We had Tyson Moran, more like
that's
Moraine.
Jeff. That's
He's no school Ontario to the Royals. But like when I look at,
I should have seen this before.
Yeah,
I thought Cleveland was going to be interested in Mitch Voigt. Well, based on previous type, not current type now, obviously, but Mitch Voigt was the guy in college that did the cocaine celebration. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So that probably, even if Cleveland was still interested in that type, which clearly they're not anymore. If they were, that probably would have taken them out of it. So.
And I think Brito will be up when he's healthy. It's just he can't maintain health this year for the first time ever for any length of time. Like, every time he's probably close to a call-up, it's like hurt again. And it's just the freak nature of it this year. It's been a rough year for injuries and health. And then, like I said, the thing with Martinez is he has been just as streaky as anyone else. The defensive metrics aren't great. And man, my thing failed me again. So I think he's.
All right, here we go.
We got a lot of utility guys on this team. Unfortunately, I need more.
There is no team out there that I think has the pieces to get.
Prestige softball with the low blow. They call it the Darryl Strawberry celebration.
Ouch.
Aaron Savory. I liked him. Savary from Iowa. They have a new pitching coach who did a really nice job this year over at Iowa. Like, Cade Obermueller had a disastrous draft eligible sophomore year, and they changed pitching coaches because it was bad. This is another. So when you're looking at, they had another player that's come in. He's a 6'3" right-hander.
That walk rate on the Cape, Jeff. That walk rate on the Cape is ugly.
I mean,
that's a lot of walks.
He was a reliever his first 2 years. The starter this year.
This is
his third year. He's a junior. But remember, that's before he sat down with this new pitching coach who helped them. Who really helped Cade Obermueller and some others. So this is, he's a high home run rate, which we know they like fly balls. He missed some bats. It's the K rate under 4, the strikeout rate over 9. I'm going to try to get more. He's an Iowa kid. They do have some history in Iowa.
I see Burke from last year tweeted that he had a high spin sweeper, and it's a low 90s fastball. Yeah, 89, 93. But yeah, the sweeper is almost 3,000 RPM, so the sweeper is pretty good for him. Not a lot of video. Is he hurt this year? Because there's not a lot of video out there on him.
No, he pitched a ton of innings this year.
Did he?
Yeah, he threw in 25. He threw most innings of his career, 80. He had only thrown a total of 60 coming into this year.
Well, that's because Twitter is worthless now. But the video from this year looks very.
Well, it's I don't use Twitter. I just use the.
I know.
Google.
The video. Here's some interesting data from last year. Let's see if this applies at all from Hyannis. Chase rate on his changeup was 33%, 37% on the curveball, 26% on the sweeper. Looks like, yeah, strike throwing, not great. Max out at 94. But yeah, the sweeper is almost 3,000 RPM, so that's fun. There's not a lot of video from him this year out there because Twitter's poo-poo now.
No, I'd never use Twitter for video. That's where me being older than you makes it work. I mean, I would argue that Gabby is the guy with the future here. Rocchio is hitting well right now, but Gabby's defense has been the elite high end of things. And while he's up and down, there's the highs are high and the low are low. The fact that they sent Rocchio down is one of those things where we'll see. But I don't think either of those shortstops have any trade value for the most part. Neither is established.
No.
So this is another fun, interesting arm. Probably about full slot here in this round. At the end of the 14th. 13th. Man, I keep wanting to make everything go round ahead.
If I had to guess, I would say Savory is probably going to be. Well, he was a starter. He's 6'3", 180. Yeah. So I'd throw him out there.
He was a Cape Cod League All-Star in 24.
He doesn't turn 21 until next week, so that's fun.
Yeah, for the class, yeah.
Yeah.
Crossfire delivery, though, so that could lead into the pen.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's interesting. He's got some splits, it sounds like, according to the Baseball America report, that like righties really struggle against him, but lefties can kind of see because he's got some funk to his interception with his fastball that righties can kind of see a little bit clearer. Or lefties can see a little clearer.
Yeah. I mean, the frame and build are pretty good for Savory.
Yeah, he's kind of a skinny kid. He needs to get a little bit more on that frame, and then you're hoping that he will. You got to improve the fastball. Right now, he's got that secondary sweeper. The fastball doesn't do much, so there is that. But another interesting arm. We did not take any arms until late, though. Their day 3 ones aren't. Their day 3 selections in recent history, college-wise, have not exactly gone well. So we'll see. But none of them were as high as DeSanto, outside of maybe Mac Hewer as a high school kid. So interesting player here. Back-to-back, for where they are in the draft, these are solid value guys.
I'd say Savory has the body of a starter, the delivery of a reliever.
Yeah. These are guys who they're going to keep as starters for like 6 years in the minors and then finally move them over when they're because they take forever. I've been screaming for Denholm. I mean, I screamed for the minute they drafted Eli Morgan. I'm like, this guy needs to be put in the pen and fast track to the majors. I get there's so much more value if they can start. You try it out, and specifically for some of those guys. They took earlier in the day. I would definitely, give them a full long look. But someone like, I guess in Savory's not even 21 yet, so whatever. Like, give him time. Let it see what can happen. But yeah, they do look like relievers more than starters. You can't trade a guy until after a year after he's been drafted.
Didn't they change that?
Or is it the off? You can trade him in the off season. You can't do the trade until the off season. Because like Nick Mitchell, we got in the off season. Gerardo, we got in the off season. I think it's once the season is over, you can be traded. But I think you can't trade a player who's been drafted until the season has ended. Like you can't flip anyone from this draft at the trade deadline.
Yeah. Or can you can't do player name later?
You can't because the trade has to. Rule. No, you can't because of
active players. Yeah.
No, because players to be traded named later can only be 1 month after the trade. It has to be from a select list, which is submitted beforehand, and you couldn't have a player on that list who wasn't eligible at the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Cleveland did that with someone as well, too. I was reading an old article about it.
Wasn't that Drew Pomeranz? It was Drew Pomeranz.
Yeah, it was Drew Pomeranz, right?
Yeah, the player named later was Drew Pomeranz, even though nobody knew it was Drew Pomeranz.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not trading Class A. I don't think there's I mean, the Dodgers could get Class A, but the Dodgers have the pieces, but the problem is they're not going to give up what it takes to
and they're not going to trade Pages. They're not going to draft the new. I was reading this book Carlos Clauser recommended, and I already told Justin, and the scout who found Allie Reynolds back in the day, I got to read this section. So this scout's biggest mistake. My biggest mistake, I guess, was on Mickey Mantle. But with all due respect to myself, I was one of the few scouts who even knew about him. A friend of mine gave me his name, and I wrote it on a piece of paper and went to Commerce, Oklahoma that spring and talked to the principal of his high school. He told me they didn't have a baseball team and that Mickey had been hurt in football and had arthritis of the legs. Hell, it's hard enough to make the majors if you're healthy. And he told me all that stuff. I walked out of the school, got in the car, took that piece of paper, and threw it away. That was a scout for the Cleveland Indians.
Was that Sly or Cy?
No, it was Hugh Alexander who Sly taught.
Okay.
But Cleveland went to scout Mickey Mantle before the Yankees, and the principal said, "Oh, he's got arthritis," so the scout left. Thought I'd share that one. That was one of the good stories in there. I guess no one in chat likes it because no one commented on it, but I thought it was fun to share just how different things have changed.
Yeah. Okay. So is Braden Jaska going to college? He's 6'5". I guess he's not a catcher, but
well, I mean,
going to college now?
You know who was a 6'5" catcher who went to school was Jared
Alomar.
Well, Jared Jones. Jared Jones was a catcher before as a high school kid.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing: if they lose a level in the CBA, no, because the wood bat leagues and the summer leagues are only for college kids. It's going to be independent baseball. It's going to be more of these teams become independent baseball teams, and that got because I mean Cleveland signs a few guys every year from the independent ranks to help fill in some depth spots, and they're just gonna because they can pass the buck. So I think you should play minor leaguers. I don't want this to come off wrong, but what doomed the depth of the minor leagues was when they had to actually start paying those guys. That's when they all of a sudden decided to start cutting teams left and right. And the sad thing is, like, most of those guys, like, everyone wants to complain about, you know, major league owners. Like, the minor league owners have money. They could afford to help. And the major league teams, honestly, I've said for years, major league teams, like, if you're an owner, I would just go against type and get everyone pissed at me. I would pay my minor leaguers more. I would provide housing, and I would provide food, because they'll be in better shape, they'll be in better condition, and then on draft day, I'll be able to sign them for less because people want to come here.
It's a market inefficiency, yeah.
Yes, I would provide for the minor leaguers better than
minor league owners. Minor league owners do not have the money to help out. They don't. Most of them don't.
I don't know. A lot of anymore. That's not as much the case. A lot of those minor league teams are now owned by like 5 people. Like, it's become conglomerates, and there's a lot less of, like, you know, like
there is that, yes,
like a family ownership.
Yeah.
That's not really a thing as much anymore. Just had another pitcher go off the board.
Who was this one?
Anthony Watts, 4-year junior. So that's 3 pitchers from Iowa.
I gotta be honest. Unless one of these high school kids get taken, I'm out of names as far as what I know. And it's already 5
Luke
o'clock.
Heyman.
So.
We know Luke Heyman, catcher from Florida.
Oh yeah,
he's been there a long time. Goes to Seattle.
Sure
That's another catcher for them. That's back-to-back catchers. See, here we go. Arthur's got a point. Yeah. Give them better food so they stay in better shape, so they're in peak condition of health. You know, I know there was some talk at various points of, like, having housing provided. Like, I think all that stuff just makes it better.
It is happening now. They do have to provide housing. Okay. Cleveland provides housing. Cleveland is much better. Yeah, Diamond Holdings does own 40 teams now. Yeah. So yeah, that they could. You're right. They could, but they're not going to. The reason Diamond Holdings bought that was not to spend more money on the teams.
No, it's because they know they can make money by owning all of those teams. It's unfortunate.
The Guardians, I will say, do a good job. They do provide housing now, because I think it's required, but they were doing it before, I think, sometimes. And then they are much better with how they feed the players, I will say.
I'll say no matter how negative we are, it's always nice the number of times I see a tweet that I send out and I've got a like from a mom. I think I get more likes from the players' moms than my content.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We have the moms like our podcast. That's what we should endorse by moms.
Cam Schulke's mom is one of our favorite. Favorite.
She is. She's very kind.
People, the Heron family has been really nice to us.
The Enrights.
The Enrights have been great. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The Bibies.
Yeah, the captains have been. It's interesting. It kind of came in with a lot of, but they're trying to do the some marketing to get attention. Day 2 has been interesting. It's kind of all over the place. I don't know if how I would sum up day 2 really in a nutshell. But it's been an interesting mix of players. Again, no the Brewers taking it's a JUCO, low level JUCO, but it's another so Brendan Brock.
By the way, Savory, Aaron, it's Savory.
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 Okay.
I just Iowa's website is awesome. I looked at his bio on the website. They have the phonetic spelling and they have like an audio clip uploaded too, where
that is really good
saying it. I love that.
Brandon Brock just went to the Brewers, and I was like at the Brewers again because Brandon Brock. The only reason he stood out for me is I remember reading reports earlier this year about a 70 grade speed catcher.
Aaron's dad, Scott Savory, was in the Reds organization, by the way.
I remember that
because there's some bloodlines now.
There is, because that is a name that when I saw it, I'm like, I remember some OOTP leagues with a Savory in it, and I wondered about that.
I was thinking, it was a different pronunciation. I was gonna say, I remember Joe Savory.
Yeah,
that's not the same.
Yeah, that was with an E, right? We can do a quick recap here before the pick comes. If I go through massively fast, team Cleveland, here we go. So we start with Luke Hill, a Ole Miss player. He announced as a third baseman. He's been all over the infield. Doesn't chase, doesn't expand the zone, has a good launch angle, has a good barrel, no power. Without getting myself in trouble, it is the same profile I would have said about Stephen Kwan on his draft day. If you want to go for upside, is a top 100 prospect on MLB. Riley Nelson, big exit velocity, more geared towards contact. Not a guy who's really viewed this highly, but there's a lot of tools there from Vanderbilt. Nelson Keljo, lefty, big kid, big velocity, fantastic changeup. But some command issues, might be a reliever, not a starter. Maybe they can help fix him. He has mid-rotation potential if you fix him. Will McCausland is one of our St. Joe's transfers, I want to say, and our second Ole Miss player, who is kind of their old school approach. Undersized at 6 feet, right-hander, big strikeout rates, low walk rates. Anthony Martinez has 20 grade speed and never misses in the zone. If you put a ball in the zone, he's going to crush it. He does have some, hits the ball hard. He's kind of physically maxed out, strong kid. First base, maybe DH only. His performance declined every year, so there's some concern with that. And he had a hamstring issue this year. Ryan Prager, I thought was a top 40 player last year. He went back to school and his velocity was worse. His pitches were worse. His control was worse. His command was worse. It's a buy low on a guy who had just an awful redshirt junior year. Harrison Bodendorf was the Big 12 newcomer of the year. He's got some funk, as we like to say. Looks like Oklahoma State worked with him to tone down his release point and that sidearm, which helped it make his walk rates better this year. But a 6'5" lefty is always fun. They just took Anthony Silva. That's a shocker.
This was a guy who, had a lot of first round juice last year, but he just there's no juice in the bat at all.
No, it's like he's an excellent defender. There was some thought that he could go in the top 10 last year at one point. So this is another guy that is much higher in last year's draft than this year's class. But elite defender.
Exit velocity 103.5, but launch angle is good, doesn't chase. Yeah, this is kind of their older type, for sure.
He just hasn't hit enough. I'm going to pull up his stuff. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, like I said, this guy, Carlos Carrasco, if you go back to last year, brought up Anthony Silva on our show. It was like kind of an under the radar name to know. Not
Carlos Carrasco was on our show
Carrasco.
last year.
Yes. Carlos Colazo brought up Anthony Silva on our show when we were talking about draft prospects when we had him on. I mean, I kind of forgot about him. And again, it's the offense hasn't been there. He was a draft eligible sophomore last year, so he is kind of older. And like, just that he hasn't hit enough. He's defense first. Why is everything moving so slowly? So yeah, I mean that's a well-known guy. He's going to be 22 in a week.
Yeah, that's an interesting name. I mean, hey, maybe they figure out something with him. That goes back to more close to their old type of hitter, like up the middle type, and the guy who makes a lot of contact, doesn't chase. I will say this: in the past, that's the only deviation here. In the past, Cleveland was like they didn't care if you chase; they just didn't want you to swing and miss. Now they're going for guys who don't chase. So even if they don't have any juice in the bat, as long as they are making good swing decisions and actually, don't swing out of the zone, at least that gives them a little more runway to figure things out offensively.
I'm trying to find here's my batted ball data sheet from last year. I think his data last year was a little more not ideal, and that was one of the
It was bad. He chased a little more last year. The end zone swing and miss was still really good, but yeah, he just has his exit velocity did not. Yeah, the exit velocity just did not go up at all.
A little bit of chase, not it's.
Did he play any cape? Any cape?
I can't get sites to load for me properly right now. I'll try.
I got you. Let's see if he played in the Cape at all. He did play in the Cape. Ooh, okay. The Guardians no longer care about the Cape Cod League because
I thought 2 years ago his Cape Cod data was terrible.
His Cape Cod data stinks. It was a 663 OPS and a 194 batting average. This year it was a 774 OPS. Last year was 753. So yeah, this guy is not a hitter at all.
You're basically hoping that you can bring him up to average because I mean he's probably a 60 grade defender. Mm-hmm. Maybe better.
Yeah, I mean he's by far one of the better defensive shortstops in the class. Yeah, that's why people had him so high last year. That's an interesting name at this point. I mean, he's also not going to take a lot of money down here either. This is going to be another situation.
I mean, what a fall for him.
I know there was legit first round love for him last year.
My way too early mock for had him going in the top 20. And then he could have gotten more money last year as a draft eligible sophomore, decided he was going to go back and try to fix it. And it didn't happen.
I will say he is 6'2", 200. It's like there's some physicality there that he can tap into if they can. Here's the thing I don't like though. He doesn't chase out of the zone, but Jeff, he's only got a 7.8% walk rate. So this is a guy. Actually, I'm gonna take that back. This guy doesn't chase out of the zone, but he still doesn't walk. So I don't know. It's still iffy.
His chase last year was 23.10, so that put him kind of in the median range. There's some expansion of the zone. His in zone contact was in the green, but his chase was close to red.
And I think the important thing, the thing I probably overlooked too that I have to remember is that this is all relative to this season, right? Mm-hmm. It's in the green this year. It's not. I mean, it may not be. It's good for this year's data, right? But it may not be good overall data, right?
Yeah.
Or do you have the same numbers every year, no matter what?
No, there's a little bit of variance, and then especially as the game shifts. Let me look at my. Do I have Silva data for this year? I didn't think I had data for him.
Yes, there is 19% chase rate. So he did decline the chase rate a little bit this year. He does get the ball in the air, it's a decent launch angle. The barrel rate's decent, but yeah, he just does not. He had an 80. That's an 80 WRC plus. That's bad.
Hey, Jake Casey, Kent State on the board. Sean Casey went to the Blue Jays. Blue Jays have had a history with Kent State. They took Joey Murray and they took Eric Lauer. I want to say Eric
Lauer was Brewers.
San Diego.
San Diego, sorry.
Yeah, San Diego to the Brewers. But yeah, that's a fun. Jacob Walsh is a fun one from Oregon. He hit the ball really hard 2 years ago. And then Jake Casey, son of Sean. Yeah, son of Sean. That's right. Yeah. And then I like the name McLean Moody, who just went to the Pittsburgh Pirates. I feel like he needs 6'7", so I don't actually like him because he's a pitcher. I do like him. I think this is the kid who showed up at the combine and had really good data. No, that was Holden, not Moody. Never mind. But McLean Moody is just a fun name. Oh, there's Damian Bravo. Someone was asking about him. Texas Tech. He just went to the Giants.
Yeah, I think someone here was like up on Damian Bravo. Yeah, I was like, I don't know who that is.
Eddie King. I'm not surprised. Like he's just kind of he's a guy. He wasn't anyone who was gonna like be a big name, but he's
yeah.
Best of luck, Arthur. I can't see Akron with their current. They're just lucky they have a program.
Nobody from Akron's getting drafted. It's going to be a long while before that happens again.
No, I saw one other question. Oh, this. So we didn't have things like this, but we've definitely had like back when I've been covering the draft so long. I remember in the San Diego Padres, Skylar King, West Virginia, another name. I remember when the Padres drafted Johnny Manziel the same year the Browns did. So that would have been 14 that year. And I mentioned like
things happen a lot more.
Yeah, when you were gone and we were talking about like I mentioned like they drafted Dolan's kid one year. He didn't sign, went to college and didn't play there, but or barely played. Like there's things like that. They used to. John Wayne got drafted one year. Like there's things like that. Teams would draft like Michael Jordan and other athletes. Like when the MLB draft, when I started, it was a 60 round draft, and I would sit here.
60 round rocks.
I would sit here and be like, okay, so how it would work is they would announce the pick. I would scour to find any information I can, then shoot an email to Tony who would put it up on the site. And in that time, because it was rapid fire, by the time I got done and shipped it off, I could like get a drink of water and then go again and go for 60 rounds. And I would do that. And it was heck. And the most annoying thing is when Tony moved the website, all that stuff went away. So like all those capsules, all that work is gone forever.
Yeah,
but that just kind of one of those. You know who else I feel like we didn't see at all is Matt Scott, because I just saw a Stanford Trevor Haskins.
Oh yeah, the Stanford. Yeah. Well, Matt Scott again. People thought he was going to go like maybe like comp round this year, and then he just had a terrible season. So I guess he just goes back to college.
The last year before Akron folded and before they kind of went to the new model, which is it. Listen, I'm just glad Akron has baseball, but their new model is not. They're not going to compete. But they had Joey Haverlick and I had his name JD Brubaker that year. They had 2 draft picks their final year in that initial program.
Yeah,
Brubaker and Haverlick.
Devin. Oh, Joey Haverlick. I know they had Devin Ahart got drafted. I mean,
I went to school before them.
Chris Bassett was the closer for the Zips when I was in college there, and then a friend of mine actually from Painesville, Riverside. Andrew Brown got drafted by the Rockies. He was Akron's starting pitcher one of them that year, and he got drafted by the Rockies, and he pitched in the pros for like 3 or 4 years in the minors.
This happened last year. They were trying to convince him to come play, and he didn't want to play baseball. And Jake Locker was a great baseball player. I think he would have been better as a baseball player. I was always shocked when he retired from baseball or he retired from football because he was pretty young. He was in his like mid-20s that the Angels owned his rights. And like, we're not going to pursue it. I'm like, why not? Like, try. Like Jake Locker was I think Jake Locker would have been a top 5 pick, maybe the first overall pick in his draft year. That's how well thought of he was as a baseball player.
Was he what, a second baseman?
I thought he was an outfielder and a pitcher. I could be wrong though.
Okay, yeah.
I just remember like he was one of those guys. He was one of those like infamous ones who got away. Yeah, this is not ideal for Akron to say that, but let's also be honest. Not like they were going to get anywhere close to it. KK Clark.
That is a good.
I hope KK Clark is a pitcher. It doesn't have his position for Baltimore, but I'm hoping KK Clark is a pitcher.
For Akron, Trevor Haskins. That you just talked about him, didn't you? You were saying Stanford.
Yeah,
I like Trevor Haskins. His high school season a little bit. I thought he was interesting. Yeah, I don't know who it is. a good goal for Akron baseball would be just make the MAC tournament. They're so bad, they don't even actually qualify for the MAC tournament. So that would be a good step for them. So let's just make it to Lorraine, make it to the ballpark in Avon, because they're not even good enough to get there right now. They haven't since I came back.
Pitcher / first baseman who used to play at Mississippi State and went to Clark College. KK Clark.
Thank God his last name is a C and not a K. Just gonna say that right now.
Yeah.
When you said KK Clark, and I was like, oh God, please don't let his last initial be a K.
Oh, it's actually Clark with a K. I hate to break it to you. It's KK
it's
Clark
not,
with a K.
No,
it's KK Clark with a K.
I'm looking at it right now. Stop gaslighting me. I have my own eyes.
It's Clark with a K.
Yeah, it has K at the end. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Do we have a sounder for that? Don't I have a sounder? Don't do that.
Don't do it.
I think so.
Don't do it.
Oh, okay. I have. Yeah.
Don't do it.
Guys, we have a couple sounders we just don't use anymore. We only just play them on here.
Josh
Naylor.
Bowling Green, DJ Newman, two-way player.
Josh Naylor host is bad.
Oh,
here's this one. Here's a good one. He is going to try to rip one on them.
But yeah, no, we had DJ Newman from Bowling Green who just went as a two-way guy.
Oh, fun. Dallas Macias from Oregon. Okay. I liked him a little bit in Oregon State. I kind of liked him a little bit there. He was not a guy who made a lot of contact, but I think there's some juice in that bat, isn't there? I thought there was. Maybe I thought somebody else.
Yeah, so DJ Newman, I thought this was true. Dude, DJ Newman is supposed to be going to Tennessee.
I'm just kidding. Dallas Macias had a garbage year. Last year he was good. Last year he had a 901 OPS. This year Dallas Macias had a 548 OPS. So last year he was solid. Sorry, DJ Newman what?
He's committed to Tennessee. I mean, you got to be good to go to be a volunteer.
Yeah.
You haven't had a lot of two-way guys. I think people finally realize it's not really a thing. But yeah, he was he committed to Tennessee 2 days after joining the portal. 419, 9 doubles, 4 home runs, 24% strikeout rate and a 5% walk rate. I assume that's I hope that's as a pitcher, not as a hitter. Dominic Cadiz, another high school guy to the Brewers. They're just going to focus on all the high school guys. Yeah, Newman is a pitcher, 10 K per 9, 2.5 walk per 9. Decent as a reliever, and I mean he was one of the rare guys who was good as a pitcher and as a starter. So I understand why Tennessee wanted him.
Guardians are on deck.
Jacob Pruitt, that's a name to Philly. One pick before. Mississippi State.
Yeah, Mississippi State's had some interesting arms last couple of years. So they had Cal Steffen last year, who I really liked. Like they've had some guys.
Cal Steffen's had a nice breakout. You are right on him. That was a good call.
I really liked the stuff last year. Yeah, I was excited.
As a second round pick, he's great value.
Florida State pitcher Evan Crest, 6 foot righty.
Is that who they took?
Yes, that's Cleveland's pick.
Okay, Crest has some good data as well.
Oh, okay, good.
He's an undersized guy. I'm pretty sure I have him on the sheet because the name stands out. And I remember, yes, okay. Crest is on our sheet. He has really bad data across the board. He couldn't get in zone whiff. He had the worst zone whiff in the class. He is a high barrel rate, but guys do chase. He has a really bad K per 9. He struck out less than 6 per 9.
He doesn't walk anybody.
He doesn't walk anyone. So it's all about tools instead of traits. So Crest is a smaller right-handed pitcher who does generate chase and some other things. Probably another reliever because he is
it's like Cam Walty from last year. Yeah.
Yeah. And when you're looking at him,
was he hurt this year? Did he not pitch? Oh yeah, you have 25 data, so he must have pitched. Again, video just on him is so sparse. It's so stupid.
Oh, did this not? No, I don't know. What just happened? I mean, I just have a hard time with it actually freaking working. I might end up doing the same. Oops, yeah. I did already from the tweak. He had the worst zone whiff on my sheet.
Was that 16th round, right? I mean, the 15th round.
15th round. So it's welcome to your reliever heavy, what used to be day 3. Hey, they got him on the board right now. They're showing him if you have it on. You can watch the video if you have the thing on.
Looks like did he transfer? Was he there all his entire career?
I thought he was there the entire time. I could be wrong.
This is the third FSU guy in the last couple of years, because there was Messick, and then who was Messick's buddy that he talked about last year that he told us about?
I can't remember. The guy they took. I can't think.
Connor Whitaker.
No, he is a transfer. He's a transfer from. Yes, that's right. This kid is a transfer from Jacksonville, and he missed more bats in the Cape, but he was pretty terrible in the Cape last year. So that's kind of funny. Yeah, he was awful in the Cape. They've abandoned the bats,
which is weird. Yeah,
but he walked everyone. He had a really bad junior year. All of a sudden, he couldn't miss bats anymore. And he only had 4 games. He did get hurt. He had been a starter. Fear with. I think I misspelled his name too. So they announced, let's see. So he's going to miss the rest of the season. They say with what?
I don't know.
Something was wrong with his throwing arm and it caused him to miss the whole season.
He pitched this year.
Only 4 games.
Yeah, back in March, he pitched like a couple innings, it looks like. Evan Crest has officially had an operation done on his throwing arm. He's now wearing an arm brace. So I'm going to go ahead and guess it's Tommy John. They only wear a brace for Tommy John. So
here. I think it's a good value. Honestly, at this point, because it's like he's got, and I want to go because that's the thing. Like the data sheet, I feel like I actually liked him on the 24 data, and then he kind of fell apart with the injury this year. Yeah, so Crest the year before, he worked mostly in the zone. He still didn't have a good zone whiff. He struck out more guys though. The chase, the barrel, and the bad part about all of this is against Jackson when he was at Jacksonville. So you're getting an undersized right-hander who has some health issues, who does generate some chase, 4-pitch mix, who you're getting in the 15th round because he got hurt. If he's healthy, he's probably gone before this. But that does mean that now we're looking at a point where their day 3 of the draft has been likely I'm going to call this day 3 of the draft just to break it down. The second half, wherever we want to look at it, it's been all likely relievers.
Yeah,
so it started off with Tyler Howard, who's a depth catcher, who I bet is underslot. DeSanto, I think you give the longest chance to start due to size and leftiness. Savory, I think but
I would try.
Savory it's crossfire, so you're a little concerned there, but he should get a chance to start as well. Then you got likely utility infield type, and then Crest, who's likely a reliever. But I bet you they let him go out and start because he was a starter in college.
Yeah, I mean, maybe there's more Aiden Major to this. I feel like Aiden Major had better data and better.
I think they might be showing Crest on TV right now.
They did before. I don't know. Aiden Major had better stuff, I would say.
Yeah, well, I mean, Aiden Major still won the top 6 rounds, and this guy's at 15.
Did Aiden Major? Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he got a big bonus.
And he's out for the whole season still. There's nothing in the bio interesting about Evan Crest, but hey, good for him. Yeah, so the Guardians now have a lot more Florida State guys. You got Parker Messick, Connor Whitaker, and Evan Crest.
I mean, he's barely a Florida State guy. He was at University of Jacksonville 4 years there. 4 starts at I'm sorry, 4 years. Only 4 starts at Florida State. I mean, I was kind of intrigued by him coming out of the year, and then I was like, oh, and then I had forgotten that it was an injury. Talking about JK right now.
This is a funny thing from Joe Doyle. In the first 15 rounds, we've got 13 players that are named Cade, Caden, Amon. We have like Cade with a C, Cade with a K, Cade in with a C, Cade in with an AI, Cade in with an EN. Lots of Caden combinations. 13 of them this year.
I mean, there's just a lot of names with Den in general. Like for the past few years, like Hayden, Aiden, Caden. Like that's just a more of a teacher thing.
Darn millennials, or these are all Gen Zers getting drafted actually. So is that Gen X parents or millennial parents? I don't even know. There's no way. Are there millennials that? There's no way. What? Any millennials have anybody getting drafted yet? Right? Like
I don't know. When is the millennial age group again?
I don't remember. I don't know. I'm gonna be terrified when there's.
I don't even know. I don't even know what I am.
You're a Gen Xer. Trust me, you're a Gen Xer. You're 40.
Did Gen X end?
Don't ask AI.
No, I am not. Gen X ends with those. No, I'm not Gen X.
Are you an Xennial? Like, are you between the?
According to this, Gen X ends in 80 and millennials begin in 81. So I'm a millennial, and I definitely have. I definitely have kids. I don't.
Kids old enough to be drafted,
but I have friends who do.
You have friends who have kids who would be old enough to be in the MLB draft.
Yes.
Oh, we have a 10-minute break.
Yeah, but that was about 10 minutes ago.
Oh, good. You're a Gen X in your heart, Daniel says. Jeff, I do think you identify more with the Gen Xers. I got to be honest.
But yeah, I can't be a millennial. I own my own house. Right, that's the rule.
I'm a millennial and I own my own house.
No, I'm just joking because that was one of those things at one point. Somebody was saying.
It is. Sad,
but yeah, I mean, I had a buddy who's, let's see, how old would his kid be now? We graduated. Yeah, I mean, I have a friend whose kid's probably like, I mean, he's like 23, 24. One of my buddies had a kid right out of high school. So I graduated in 2000. So yeah, I've got a friend whose kid is too old to be in the draft.
What round are we going into? 16?
16.
Final four. Final four.
The final four.
God, this has got to be over by 6:30.
The final four. Okay, I'll stop now.
Dear God, please next year go back to the 3-day draft because this is killing me.
I'm surprised it went as quickly as this. In my day, Justin, you have no idea what it was like in my day when 60 rounds deep. Let me tell you about the days of 60 rounds.
I don't have the patience for that, Jeff. I don't.
I was trying to remember, there was like those kids where like someone would be like, oh, I think he's got I would find a kid and I want to say like one of them's last name was like Embry or something. And it's like, I'd write this glowing report and I'd be like, I found some good information. He's a really interesting player. And then, people like, oh, I hope they signed him. He's like Jim Thome. I'm like, no one they drafted in the 50th round.
Oh my God.
I mean, Jim Thome was the second rounder, wasn't he?
No, he was like
he wasn't a day 3.
It was like 11th rounder, wasn't he?
He's a 13th rounder. Yeah. And Brian Giles was that same draft, and he was also in the teens. That's why, even though the 1989 draft is the greatest in franchise history, I mentioned how like Curtis Lekancic has the highest WAR of anyone in the 7th round. He was also in that class. Giles was in the 17th, and they took those. The first round pick didn't sign in 89. That was Calvin Murray, uncle of Kyler Murray. So they don't get him. Their second round pick they gave up for Rick Dempsey, who was a 37-year-old catcher who then the Orioles used that pick to take. No, was it Rick Dempsey? Rick Dempsey was a different year. I'm sorry. They don't have a second round pick because they signed like 73-year-old Jesse Orosco.
Oh yeah, I remember that now. Yeah.
And then from there they started going, and they made a bunch of good picks. 1 year later, would you change No, there's no reason to change who they took number one.
No,
I mean, Jack is struggling. Kurtz. I get he has a lot of home runs, but he's only hitting right-handed pitchers, and he's only hitting at home. Like and if you had Kurtz, it's like Kurtz and Kafis. Like Kafis really isn't an outfielder. Like that's not going to be his future. You're in kind of that situation. Bazzana was hitting. Like everyone wants to act like he was in this massive struggle. Like he had a 120 something WRC plus. Was it perfect?
Mm-hmm.
No.
And he was starting to get better though.
And everyone has had ups and downs. And anyone who's going to knee jerk after year one is not good at this job.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's you if you're not. I remember people out there being like after year one that like Frankie Lindor was a bad pick because he was not doing enough things in his first years. Like,
I just happened to be seeing this.
What?
Go ahead. I was just saying I haven't found this on Instagram. I was just scrolling Instagram just during the break. I popped up I still follow Ethan Hankins on Instagram. Apparently, he tore his UCL again. So this is the second Tommy John.
I mean, I don't want that for anyone. Yeah. He was in independent baseball, right? I mean, everyone had heard those. I mean, we saw some of the stories pop up. Was it in the Guardians Reddit or some other community? Someone brought up one of the stories, and you and I were just like, well, we're not going to comment. But yeah, we knew. We're like, okay, that like teams knew. That's why he didn't latch on with anyone, right?
No one picked him up. He went right to independent ball after that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he was out of baseball. He was still on the team and didn't get released.
Yeah.
He was just there forever. And then they finally released him because he was like on some kind of list, and then that was it. So
here's the hard thing with Connor Griffin is he's doing it in low ball. Like you got to kind of wait on anyone and see what happens. And there's some reports of him struggling with off-speed stuff. The stats are good, but like I would never change anything until you're 3 years out. You can't grade a trade. Can't grade a draft until 3 years out, honestly.
Yeah, even then it's hard at 3, I think.
It is. But at least you can start to see a few things here or there. And they were never going to take Connor Griffin because his dad. That is a very active dad who is like DMing people all sorts of information. I think that would have caused some issues with a tight-lipped org. I think they knew that dad was DMing like 40 different people, every bit of things he could get here or find. We knew at least 2 different people who were sending us information that got it from him a year ago. And that stuff is, I mean, I saw Joe Doyle had a tweet like recently about like something with Connor Griffin, source his dad. I'm like, yep, that makes sense.
Yeah, I for the most part, I would say 99% of the time, if a parent tells me something, I don't run with it because it's just like
I never do.
It's just a bad way to source anything. And
I mean, we had Daniel Espino's injury last year from a parent. And we're like, nope, I'm not going to run with it. Someone else can do that. Yeah, but if you see something breaking news, it's a parent or an agent. That's where it's coming from. It's never from the team. It's a parent or an agent.
Yeah.
I agree. If whoever said Lasendorfer is a good name. Connor Ware from LSU is one of those guys who's been at LSU, it feels like forever. Mets have done a really good job with pitcher development, kind of maximizing guys. I'll be curious to see what they can do with him.
Are we back on? Is the draft back on?
I mean, I don't have anything on my draft tracker yet. Does anyone else?
Nope. It's not.
I at least finished all the comments. I went through. I'm sure I've now got a whole bunch of new ones because people aren't going to be happy about. I've done.
I like that pick, Lasendorfer. I like that pick. I'm just watching some video on him, and he looks interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking James Wood. I think I said this before. I'm taking James Wood. I don't know. I guess my other pick in the Derby tonight's the big dumper, but I think I like James Wood the most. You're talking about like everyone says Jose's like an untalked about superstar. I don't know. I would say that James Wood is a guy no one's really talking about yet, which is
breakout
crazy.
year, right?
Yeah, I mean he's been fantastic. Could have been a Guardian, right?
Yeah, so I guess now's the time to bring it up. Like supposedly the trade for Jose Ramirez, and you can argue if they maybe would be better off if this happened, was James Woods, Mackenzie Gore, and CJ Abrams. It was all 3 All-Stars. Draft is underway, but the tracker isn't working. Awesome.
Well, I'm not listening, so it's hard for me to listen and do the podcast at the same time. The tracker's down. There's nothing going on. So I'm trying to follow her.
Well, I'll just refresh Bart. That's going to be my approach.
Yeah. I can't tell. James Wood this year, though. I mean, James Wood's a guy who struck out a ton in the minors.
Apparently, I do like this nickname for Dunderdorf, Dubbeldorf is Dirty Harry.
That's a great nickname.
Yeah. It's OSU Cowboy Baseball. Let us introduce you to Dirty Harry at Guardians fans.
That's hilarious. Yeah, James Wood struck out 33% of the time in AA at age 20, and then AAA, he did shave it down to 18. And then this year, he still strikes out a lot at the majors. But you know what, Jeff? You know what he doesn't do? He doesn't chase out of the zone. 24% chase rate. He doesn't chase out of the zone. 24 is like that era where you're like, okay, this is just enough where you don't chase out of the zone. Like he doesn't make a high amount of contact, but 24% is like the sweet spot there. Like that's as high as you want to get.
Yeah, I mean, he's a long levers guy. Like he's that guy where, honestly, in his draft year, I didn't love him because he couldn't get anything going.
Yeah, I mean, his swinging strike rate really isn't the issue. It's 11%, which isn't awful. Yeah. Actually, I would say for Wood, the passivity is part of his profile because his swing strike rate's 11%, but his strikeout rate is almost 28%. And then the rule of thumb there is you can like double it, and you can give or take a couple of percents. So like even if we round up 11%, if you double it, that should be like 24%. So he's still like a little high. So there's a little bit of passivity to that profile too. Yeah. Swing percentage is below 40%. So yeah, he's a little passive too, which I feel like we're just seeing a lot of younger hitters these days be more and more passive. And I wonder.
Yes, it is 100% a thing because you can be more successful against bad pitching that way.
Yeah. And then and then the data doesn't knock you for saying, oh, he has a lot of swing and miss issues because he doesn't swing. So
I mean, I'm putting up the volume huge, and I don't even hear anything right now on the MLB stream.
No, I don't either.
Okay, there we go. It was just because there was a pause. We just had the Cubs make a pick in Seattle. Luckily, it's like just announcing a pick, so I'll just put it in the background. Yeah, it's definitely one of those things going through data this year. I'm like, yeah, younger players are a lot more passive. Like that was my takeaway as well. It is a lot more. There are no results to your current selection. Thanks a lot. Thanks for nothing, Major League Baseball. Oh, Casey Hits. Another hits guy just went to somebody. I think Cincinnati.
Is he a hitter or a pitcher?
Pitcher. So we had Hits and Hit. We're both.
Ooh, not a good name for a pitcher. No. Yeah, why isn't tracker down? This is very annoying.
I do miss the good old days where it's like you'd hear them cheering in the background, or Baltimore selects number 7839. So and so, son of former blah 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 blah. Mm-hmm. Now it's just the team. We don't get any of it. Freeman is an interesting guy to White Sox. He had some decent data. Not great, but like he's a utility guy. But at least that's another like known name. Like that's the thing. Again, back in my day, once he got into like the 40th round, though, I've joked with Justin. I think the hardest player to ever find information on in the top 10 rounds was Nick Bartolomeo. Like that was the guy that
Bartolone.
Bartolone, that's it. Yeah, I go Nick the Ghost Bartolone. I go. I cannot find anything on this guy.
What college was that? It was a small college.
And they paid him a decent amount.
Shabbat College.
That was you're
Was
right.
where he went. I don't even know where Shabbat College is. Nick Bartolone, by the way, was like 5'5". Like he was not a good player. He is now. Oh, never mind. Not the same guy. Yeah, Shabbat College. He was listed at 5'10". He was not 5'10". I can tell you he was not 5'10". I saw this guy in person. He was not.
What year was
I'm
that?
6 foot. I don't even know. I was 6 foot, and he wasn't anywhere near me. 2010. He was a round 6 guy in 2010.
Who did they take in the first round that year again?
2010. I think that was the Alex White's. No, 2010
yeah.
was
Pomerantz.
Oh,
It was Pomerantz.
yeah, because 11 was Lindor. Yeah,
because he had like an M in his name. Like it was a weird spelling too, which those things off.
Bartolone or who?
Yeah, I thought he had a weird
Oh,
spelling.
he doesn't. No, it's just Bartolone with an E.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was terrible. I watched him hit at Lake County, and he couldn't. I mean, his slugging percentage in Low A and Lake County in 2011 was 264. The next year it was 196. Like this was a guy. I don't know who scouted him, but it was a terrible.
He got 125 too. That was
that was one of their worst picks because that guy could not hit.
There was
anything.
nothing on him. They thought they had something there, and there's the guys. Okay, Bip Roberts went to Shabbat College. Dick Tidrow. Darren Lewis, Mark Davis, Mike Young, Nate Sherholtz, Aaron Ledesma, Greg Tabor, Tim Ireland, Cal Stevenson, Brandon Kolb, Chris Ward, Brad Raggio, Van Joshua, Ned Yost. So
they've had some people go there. Interesting. All right, can they update the draft tracker? It's just pissing me off.
Excuse me. Just had Detroit take Joe Rizika.
Yeah, I totally know who that is.
You should. He's your cousin.
Oh, I'm really bad about family. Sorry.
Here's the worst part too. Dyslexic. I got to hear the name and then try to spell it after I hear it. I am hosed. I am just. There's no way this is gonna. Carlo Montevideo Jr. Is that what I just heard to San Diego?
Don't ask me. Sam Hentges had shoulder surgery. He is out for the season. He won't be back till next year, and hopefully he's back next year because next year shoulder surgeries are just no joke to come back from. So
he's had a lot of big injuries for a big guy.
Yeah, he's got Tommy John already.
He missed a lot of time.
I almost wonder if a second Tommy John is better than a shoulder surgery or not.
Yeah. We can debate that. That's for sure.
Arthur says the Guardians are on the clock.
Hey, they finally fixed it. Eddie King went to the Pirates, for those asking about him.
Oh, yeah, good for Eddie King. I mean, he was a fun player in college, but yeah.
Luke Fernandez from Wallace State Community College. Cleveland already went. Luke Fernandez, Wallace State Community College.
So we got a JUCO kid. Which, by the way, the Guardians can wait on him if they want as far as signing him. I don't know where he's committed to, but they can. Looks like he's committed to Oklahoma State, or he was committed to Oklahoma State. He never pitched there. What I'm seeing, Jeff, is he didn't pitch this year.
Or last year.
Yeah, he did pitch this year. Sorry, let me see if I can find the career stats. Yeah, he did pitch this year at JUCO. 127 strikeouts in 80 innings, 24 walks, 134 ERA. He allowed 40 hits.
He is committed to Purdue.
Okay.
He's a Purdue commit. He's in Baseball America's top 500. But we're in the top 400. 6'2" right-hander. He was the NJCDA D1 pitcher of the year. Finished second in strikeouts with 127. Led the country in ERA. 1.34 ERA, 14.17 strikeouts per 9. 4-pitch mix with low 90s fastball, 80 slider, a curveball, occasional change. So he was one of the most dominant players from the JUCO ranks a year ago. And yeah.
Good luck finding video on this guy anywhere, by the way. Good luck on that. Not going to be able to find anything on him. Because there's also a UFC fighter that's got the same name, so this is going to be very impossible to track down video.
But
I see he was committed to Oklahoma State out of high school, and then I think he didn't go. Because I see a lot of videos talking about that. What a weird. Last video I can see on him is looks like it's from 2023, 2022. It's Wallace Community College. Wallace State. Did Jeff go silent on us because of the background? I'm looking at Twitter. Oh yeah, Jeff. Did you mute yourself, Jeff? Yeah. Okay. I see why. Because it's a little loud back there. Yeah, that's fair. All right. Well, Luke Fernandez is your 16th round pick. 4 to go. We're almost there. Home stretch. Oy, oy, oy. Well, that's interesting. I mean, Guardians have taken some JUCO kids in the past. They haven't really worked out for them. There hasn't been a lot of JUCO guys that they've really worked out with. So I'm trying to think. We talked about Gio Rivera from Walsh Community College. That did not work out for them at all. So there's that. Yeah. The community college route just has not worked for Cleveland. It has not. So there you go. Appreciate RJ giving us the video on this. This is from 2022. Yeah, it's been hard to find video. Yeah, it sounds like. Yeah, he was a an Oklahoma State commit out of high school, and then decided to go to community college, and then he also played in the Northwoods League for a little bit for 8 innings 2 years ago, and it was not good. Should ask Jeff about that. The Northwoods, although he probably didn't see him. There's not even a bio on his site, player profile. There's nothing on him. Luke Fernandez. Let's see if I can even find anything on here about him. There's no height or weight listed. He's from Georgia. There's no height or weight listed on the thing. So that's an interesting one for Cleveland. Who knows? Definitely off the board with a lot of interesting picks. This is going to require a lot of back referencing. Going to have to do a lot of research. A lot of research after the fact on all this stuff. I will say, Baseball America coming into today's draft did have Luke Fernandez listed as some of their best available prospects today. They had him ranked. It was pretty low. I mean, this is going to be a guy who they're not going to give a lot of money to. I'll have to ask Jeff that when he gets back, but I don't think they'll give him a lot of money, but I could be wrong. Just because the upside isn't there. Oh, Brady Neal is draft eligible to Alabama, their catcher. Interesting. I remember him from a couple years ago. I really liked him, and then he never got drafted. Cade Brown, too, who everyone had a lot of control issues. Tyler Cerny from Indiana. So there's all names that I haven't seen a ton of before.
Tyler Cerny had some good stuff.
I was going through. Baseball America had Fernandez listed as one of their top draft prospects still available today, and I was just going through that list, and I happened to see a couple guys that caught my eye because I remember the name Brady Neal. Remember Brady Neal?
Yeah,
he's on there. Grady Westfall's on there.
I also like the RJ Shunk Toledo. I know he's a 6'7" pitcher, but he's
I saw
good
him play.
stuff.
He's a big guy. He's a big guy.
Kid. So that's just another
Cade,
fun.
Cade Brown, remember Cade Brown in Sacramento State? He's another guy that people liked a couple years ago. Yeah, and then
Bryce
Tyler
Molnaro. I
Thorney.
talked about him. There's another Penn State guy. Just went to the Nationals.
Wow, what is up with Penn State this year?
I don't know. He had some really good data. I want to say an exit velocity, but he's kind of like a lot of the Guardians guys. He's a guy who misses in the zone, but had exit velocities, a lot of strikeouts. I think Penn State is just kind of settling into a thing where they are across sports trying to raise their profile, kind of like how Ohio State went out and got the Campbell coach to get baseball, try to get everything higher. I mean, they just got the number one hockey player in the country for next year, and they got a whole bunch of other players.
Oh,
yeah,
I didn't know that.
So like McKenna's there. Jordan Smith, who the Blue Jackets just drafted, is going to Penn State. Penn State is doing a lot to kind of try to. They're exploiting it. They're building up their hockey. It looks like they're building up their baseball as well. They're trying to kind of expand. That seems to be the thing. Is you realize you have to be kind of good at all of the big sports I guess to probably help raise your overall valuation when it looks at as we get closer and closer to just giant solo conferences.
Yeah, really.
Lot.
Or just super conferences.
Yeah.
Ty Peoples is still out there. Interesting. Nobody's drafted Trace Phillips. I really like Trace Phillips. He was the Middle Tennessee State kid. I really liked him. I'm surprised nobody's taken him at this point, but I wonder if I think he transferred. Let me look him up. I think Trace Phillips transferred.
Fair, Pellegrini. Fair.
All right, we are in the 17th round now.
Carter Guast. That's a new last name, Guast. I don't know the ethnicity or background, but it's a fun one. I like seeing something new or different. Xavier Cardenas III is just a fun name. I feel like I read reports about him at some point, but I don't remember. Brody Done is Tampa just took him. Catcher. I don't think he's an actual catcher at Florida. Yeah, Florida. Big time power though. Like lots of offense, lots of strikeouts. I mean, he had some really good offensive performances. I don't think he's gonna stick a catcher. I think he moves to first base, but like it's an aggressive. It's like what Cleveland drafted. It's a very aggressive profile. I'm curious if they can sign him if they have money, because he was universally a top 250 guy on board. Some places pretty high. He's a 6'5", 235 catcher, but he's at probably first baseman, big time. We just had another player, by the way, from Lincoln Way Central High School in Illinois. Just went to San Francisco, Luke Mesnick. I don't know him, but man, Illinois.
Yeah, they're having quite the. This is going really fast now, by the way, because we're already down to the 17th pick in this round. JP Smith from Sacramento State. I'm trying to think if there's any names in this round that I know at this point, which there really isn't. Noah Franklin. That's that TN. I see Noah Franklin for the Rangers. Is that TNXL Academy where Jack Leftwich went? Some other guys did. Like
JP Smith is huge. Like he's one of those guys who like big time power.
He's only 6'2", but he's a big body.
Yeah, he's a like big raw power guy is what I remember about JP Smith. Like,
another Austin P guy. Remember last year Austin P had like 2 or 3 guys that went. There was John Gadstar, and there was
we just had Austin P.
John Gadstar. I'm saying.
We also the Russian kid who was adopted.
That's Gadstar, isn't it? No, that's Green. What's his name? Green.
Yeah.
The Cardinals, I think, took Gadstar. Lyle Smith Green was the other kid.
That was the one who I believe was like it was Ruffin was like, wasn't he like a Russian orphan who was taken?
I think the Twins took Lyle Smith Green, but yeah, John Gadstar was the other guy from Austin Pay last year, and he's with the Cardinals now. Another UNC Charlotte kid.
Poteet.
I don't know who. Isn't there a Cody Poteet?
There's a Hank Poteet.
That was a NFL player. I think there's a Cody Poteet. I don't think it's spelled the same way. Nova Southeastern. Oh, interesting. That's a Interesting school. All right, we got another UNC.
We'll have to do is spend some time at some point because I haven't still said, to Micah Prees and Mason Hickman, but it's not surprised we're seeing a lot of minor league guys get released today because they got to make spots. It's the downside with the new rule. And
yeah, there was a lot of releases today. And there's going to be more coming. So
yeah.
We got to talk about Micah Prees at some point.
Yeah, and
nice guy,
Mason
nice
Hickman.
kid. I really thought he was. I really thought
he just never built off of it. Braden Sloan.
Yeah.
Do you remember me talking about Braden Sloan earlier this year? Like he had some really good numbers at the start of the year. He was missing a ton of bats, and he was like in the first month, one of those guys who really popped out.
A TCU guy. Yeah.
He was a TCU guy who really performed well. Big fan of him, and I think like that's that is a very I liked him quite a bit earlier in the year. Cody Poteet is a quad A guy in the O's minors. Looks like Bart hasn't officially announced any release, so I assume that's just like
it's on MLB. It's on MLB's website. It's on
eventually Bart will post him. Yeah.
All right, come on. I was hoping we'd done the next 15 minutes, but I don't think that's going to happen.
No chance. Another high school kid by the Brewers.
I'm just going to listen into the stuff today. I'm not going to ask any questions. I can let you do that. I'm just going to listen.
I don't even know if I can make it with the way my kids are being.
Oh, is that why you jumped off there for a minute?
Yes. Yeah.
Is everything okay over there?
They're just
Ellis land.
Intentionally setting each other off because they know there's only one parent who can jump in.
Oh.
And there's two kids,
devious.
7 and 4, and like to make each other mad.
Kids.
Sometimes. Luke Nowak from University of Illinois, Chicago. Used to be a Horizon League team.
I don't know. I may tap out here at 6:30 regardless to the last couple picks because
I'll be here till the end. That's just
that's fine. I got
my tradition
going and
Joey Wimpelberg. That's a new one to Detroit.
That's an unfortunate name.
Wimpelberg. 6'1", 200-pound, right-handed pitcher from Central Florida.
JUCO kid. The Brewers took a high school kid in this round.
All they've done is taken high school kids. They've been all high school kids on rounds 10 through 20.
Yeah, they went. Well, they took Ebel on day one. They took whoever the heck Frank Caroni was on day one.
Yeah, but then they have a lot of guys where they have to spend too, so it's gonna be
day two. We've got Flores, and after that they went. Hughes from Juniper Serra. Was that the Austin Hedges one? Juniper Serra.
It might be. A lot of people are from there.
Yeah, Cooper Underwood.
Cleveland is on the clock. Tyler Schmidt of Illinois, is a guy I saw a little bit of Big Ten. Another Lander University kid, just Richie Cortez. Went to Philly. Cleveland is on the clock.
All right, make it quick, Cleveland. Come on, call it in. Get on the tracker. Let's go, guys. Cameron Peebles. Oh, Cameron Peebles. What a great name. That's That's Tennessee's catcher last year.
Yeah.
He's a switch hitting catcher from Tennessee. He was a really good. They've handled a lot of good arms over there. So Cannon Peebles, this is another. I don't want to say
they always need multiple catchers.
Yeah, so. Cannon Peebles is interesting. He was miserably bad on the Cape last year. This isn't. He didn't even hit well in college. This is another defense.
Yeah, this is a depth.
Yeah. What a great name, though. Cannon Peebles. That's a great name.
Yeah, he started out at NC State and then transferred there, and he has been an 818 OPS this year. That's an improvement, but it's a
Cannon
high
Peebles
K, low walk.
A couple years ago, yeah. I'll have to ask our buddy about him because he might have seen him.
Not great on
Cannon
the Cape.
Peebles, by the way, is quite the personality too. I've seen because he got suspended for something recently. He got ejected for something. It was something stupid. I'm sorry. He doesn't have any issues. It was ejected for something stupid because it was the umpire just being an ump-show idiot.
Sam Horn just went, as did Ryan Ozinski from Virginia, who's kind of famous. And Sam Horn just went to the Dodgers, who did try to take DJ Ungalele a few years ago. So they went out and took Sam Horn, who they hope are they showing People's highlights right now? Is People's number 5? But Sam Horn, they like those Dodgers like those baseball players.
They do.
I wonder too if with Peoples and Smith, was Smith the other catcher, the kid from Portland?
Yeah.
It's like I wonder if those two go into low A, and if we see just everyone else push up, and maybe some releases right in the catcher position.
Well,
as well.
Bennett Thompson will move up a little bit.
Yeah. But you drafted 2, and they're both guys who should go in and into low A at least. So let me pull up roster. I just wonder if I think Cody Huff is fine and this and that, but it's like Dom Nunez is probably
Cameron Nunez, Cameron Barstad.
I mean, it's like,
well, here's the thing. Here's the thing with Barstad though, with him being in Akron, like Lake County's got Cozart and Tincher. And those guys are not ready to go to Akron. Like you could just put Tincher in Akron just as a backup if you want.
Yeah.
But Cozart's not ready to go to Akron. He's struggled this year. He's hit for some more power recently, but Cozart's still having a rough time with the bat.
I mean, it feels like they got to have some push-ups.
I mean, there'll be some guys in Lynchburg that'll get released as catchers that have been floating around for a little bit too long. And that's rookie ball right now in Lynchburg. It's probably the end of Logan Clark. Yeah, Logan Clark is like 21 now, and
22.
He's like never got 20. Yeah, he's 20 because he was older when he was drafted.
Yeah, he was a 19-year-old kid.
Yeah, Logan Clark is probably on borrowed time.
Makes the ground because he's a lefty. Tincher and Cozart, and then you've got Barstead and Engel.
By the way, Cannon is his real name. It's not like a moniker. It's his real name.
Yeah. And then I wonder about they added Jake and Chia, and they got David.
I'm sorry, I lied. His real name is Thomas, so his middle name is Cannon. I would go by Cannon too, because why not? That's a great name.
So they've got a bunch of guys in AAA, so I wonder if some of them will go. But yeah,
he was Perfect Game's top catcher out of Virginia in high school, so he was Virginia's top catcher.
Hayden Cuthbertson from Miami University just went 1 pick after Tyler Chadwick from Illinois State. For a second, I thought it was Ball State, so that's what I was saying, making that. But we had another MAC guy. I always like to point out the MAC players.
2023, Cameron Peebles was the D1 freshman. Was a D1 freshman All-American
at NC State.
Defense. Never mind.
Yeah, it's all defense.
It was a defensive thing.
We just had Washington take Owen Puck, younger brother of AJ Puck, who's a 6'5" right-hander.
Oh, that's a big age gap. Wow. Because. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's his. He went to Florida International, not the prospect his brother is, but we just had him go.
No, but I mean AJ Puck's been in the majors for a couple of years
now.
Ooh,
Ethan Moore. I don't know if the Reds can sign him. That's interesting. That's a top 100 prospect across the board.
I'm going to say no. I don't think you're signing him at this point.
The 18th round is where we see more of this, where guys don't go to sign.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that would happen to me. I don't think so.
So the guy I've been betting on throughout this process as a Guardians type is Caden Aoki from USC. We'll see if it happens in any of these last 3 picks.
Yeah.
I also liked Moore, the pitcher from Kansas, is a Guardians type. So we'll see. Those are the 2 guys.
So is Henry Ford going back to college at this point? Jesus.
Well, I mean, you probably get more in the transfer portal.
That's true.
When does the portal reopen? Like, that's the thing, because
I don't
so
know.
many of these
I don't know.
teams lost guys to the draft that I would think you want to have a chance to
I think the fall.
Yeah, I think the fall transfer portal, you'll see some nice NIL deals for some of these guys, because Henry Ford will probably get more in an NIL deal than he would in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we've had another Cannon spelled differently this round.
Yeah, one less N.
And
what a strange. I don't know. That's a great name though, Cannon Peebles.
Yeah, he's a defensive first type. He's very much their type.
Shout out to Insider Anthony M. So this is the first year I've been paying attention to the draft. A lot of it's because of Locked On. Past 2 days for the Insider program, 10 has paid 10 times over. Thanks for the info. Yeah, appreciate it.
Austin Aldino. I just remember being somewhat intrigued by him back in the day when they drafted him.
Yeah. I didn't see much there.
Yeah. And there wasn't too much. Braden Jones, Ole Miss, was another performer for them. Cade Fisher, like, we're seeing a lot of the famous college, not necessarily famous. If you follow the college at all, it's like, oh, I saw Cade Fisher pitch here or there. Braden Jones was at Ole Miss forever.
Cade Fisher's been everywhere. Did he transfer a lot, or?
I feel like he is.
He was at Florida, wasn't he? Matthew Dalquist? Why do I know that name?
He was a pretty big high school prep guy who was the White Sox took.
Yeah.
Had kind of a bad year.
You know what I'm thinking? Is that there's another Dalquist that's in the majors.
There was Andrew Dalquist.
Are they related, you think? That's what I'm thinking of.
Oh, did someone just drafted Dalquist?
I don't know. It doesn't say that he has a brother name in there. Yeah, Drew Dalquist is it's Drew. So his Andrew, yeah. So he's in the White Sox. That's his brother. By the way,
just taking the 18th round. Yeah, so that is much shorter than his brother.
Matthew Dalquist, by the way, favorite movie is Guardians of the Galaxy. Why didn't the Guardians draft him?
He's 5'10". Isn't his brother tall? I guess his brother's only 6'1". Dylan Dreesen. That's
nothing wrong with being the short king. All right, stop hating. Connor Knox, not Connor Cox. Connor Knox got drafted by the White.
He gets some big knocks. No, he doesn't. He's a pitcher.
George Mason, yeah, and he's also only 6 foot. Another short
Quinn. That's where James Quinn's Iron went. Dylan Dreesen had some good stuff at South Dakota State this year. I feel like he'd be a prime transfer guy if he.
Griffin Stieg from Virginia Tech. I don't think Griffin Stieg is. I almost wrote him up for Cleveland. It was pretty close, but not anymore because they've.
I mean, that's interesting. I don't know if they can get him.
He's a 4-year. He had Tommy John, so he's out. Okay. He's had some. It's not Tommy John. He's had some injury issues in college, and he is a 4th-year junior, so I don't think he should go back, if I'm being honest.
It's interesting because he's a top 250 guy who we're saying here in the 18th round.
I mean, maybe he can get more money as an NIL guy if he goes back next year so maybe. Yeah, maybe. He did need Tommy John the end of his sophomore year, and he didn't pitch in 2025. Yeah. He's a nice rehab guy though. But if I were him, maybe a better path is to get some.
Raul Grazinier is a Puerto Rican kid who was one of the top JUCO transfers a year ago.
Orioles took a high school kid here in the 18th round, so I'm guessing he's not signing.
You never know. I mean, if he's not like a huge guy, I mean, there's a lot of kids who would take $150,000 to sign. I always remember when Cleveland took Kobe Vance and they didn't sign him in the 12th round, and he went to college and didn't even have a full ride.
That's weird.
It doesn't even take much to sometimes get some of these kids.
That's so weird. Yeah. Rylan Mills, that's another high school kid again. Another high school kid for the Brewers. The Brewers just decided, you know what? Bring them young.
They're Mormon. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Yes.
It's also Justin's theme in this class. I mean,
you're a terrible person. That's what you are.
I am. I
Glad
feel
we
like
all know
we
it
haven't.
now.
Rylan is a name that's on the rise as well. We haven't seen a ton of those.
Well, we need Rylan Zabransky to get drafted here soon.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen. Unfortunately,
No,
teams.
he'll be an undrafted free agent then.
Yeah, I probably have to go independent route. He is older. He did trail off in the SEC after a hot start, and then teams get nervous about. Even though baseball, if we're honest, is loaded with people on the spectrum. Like it is probably the most spectrum-friendly sport. People get a little.
Yeah, because the amount of
I remember when Garrett Mitchell was a high school kid, and teams were like, "We have him off our board because he has diabetes."
Oh yeah, that was stupid.
Yeah, like the baseball sometimes has a hard time adjusting to new paradigms.
You think?
That's why we even have the movie Moneyball. Northeastern has had themselves quite a day. How many guys is that from Northeastern? Can I find?
Yeah, they've had a good day. They've definitely had a good day. You're right.
Northeastern is now up to 5 players drafted, 3 of them to the Giants.
Yeah,
Giants have taken 3 out of 5.
Cam Maldonado was drafted today. They had another pitcher that was like really tall. It was picked earlier. Yeah, Northeastern. I mean, last year had Mike Sirota, right? So like they've had some interesting guys. They had that reliever last year that I really liked. I wanted to take, and Cleveland didn't take him. That reliever that was like very James Karinchak-y.
I don't know if they'll get Grayson Bowles there. That's an interesting one by Kansas City. Like he's a big.
Tigers just took another high school kid
from Lone Jack High School
from Missouri. Ooh, Missouri, and Missouri is not a good baseball town, so that's weird.
Lone Jack. Lone Jack High School.
That's a great name. Cleveland's in the hole.
We got a Landry Jurecki. I remember when we had a Landry
Jurecka. Queens University of what?
Of Charlotte, North Carolina.
Wow, really digging deep here.
Yeah,
I don't know. You got to feel good if like you're that area scout and you get a guy from Queens University of something that no one's ever heard of before. Like, yeah, I got my team to draft this guy from this college that barely exists.
And then when he does nothing, you get fired 3 years later. So
this is true.
I remember like somewhere I've got like the conversations from one of the fired area scouts in Cleveland who's like, "Hey, can you tell me if this guy's in the organization still?" And I'm like, I looked it up, and then I was like, "Yeah, I know, I'd love to." And he's like, "I was like, yeah, if anything you want to tell me, I'd love to hear it." And he's like, "Hey, well, if you want information, you got to give information." I'm like, "Oh, well."
Guardians on the clock. Matthew Potok to the Phillies of Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina had a lot of guys. I'm not surprised because obviously they had a great year, so good for them. Interesting that Murray State only had one. They were a Final Four team. What was
They weren't very good.
Zane Petty from Texas Tech.
That's Zane Petty from Texas Tech, a 6'1" right-hander. They used to go Texas Tech a little bit more back in the day.
Josh Tomlin, baby, Texas Tech.
Undersized righty.
Someone just responded to me on Twitter with a snapshot of Cannon Peoples' offensive numbers in college. Because I tweeted, I said, defensive profile.
So Zane Petty was drafted out of high school by the Brewers in the 13th round. They were unable to sign him. So then he actually goes later here, 3 years later, in the 18th round. Texas Tech all 3 years. Lots of struggles. Didn't miss any bats. Didn't really develop the way I think he expected, that anyone expected him to.
He did pitch on the Cape, so there's that. Yeah, 6'1". He was talking about the Brewers in 2022.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh yeah,
13th round.
Woo, boy, yeah, a lot of walks.
Yeah.
A lot of walks. Again, I just want to say, like, I don't know if the Guardians just decided, like, this is a terrible draft. We'll just go.
They might think that in this case, it's like it's traits, right? It's traits over performance, and it's not like Texas Tech has been great, and it's been a long time since they were a stronger program, so it's traits over performance. he's good enough to be drafted out of high school. So
Yeah,
he's a
sure.
well-known name. So
hey, he was majoring in university studies. That's code for haven't picked a major yet.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure he signs. It's been a pretty miserable experience there.
Wow, how do you really feel, Jeff? How do you really feel?
I mean, okay, start on the basic level. ERAs 5.68, 7.88, 6.592. Let's go for his career. A 6.11 ERA, a 7.2 strike per nine, a 4.1 walk per nine, a 1.2 home run per nine, and his hit per nine 10.1. He's getting hit like a mule. It's been a bad college experience for him as a pitcher, but he was well known in high school, and there's a reason why he was liked and taken then. So you're betting on some traits and hoping you can help him rediscover something that works, because nothing has worked for him in college. When we went to the Cape, I mean, his walk rate was over 7. You're taking a guy for traits and knowing that, hey, the people really have liked him since his high school days. Yeah, the whole Cape thing is kind of dead this year, and let's be honest, like they really have not gone heavy in the Cape at all.
No, sir, they sure have not. I mean, the thing is, we're gonna have to factor all this into next year's data, into wondering about if they've changed. Like, I guess we'll have to see when we dig into next year's class, but maybe they've changed a little.
Because last year's class, we were like, oh, it's a good deep prep arm class, and they leaned into that. And this year we're like, the weakness of this class is the college hitters, and this year they leaned into that. In the past, they've been leaning into the strength of the class. This year, they decide to lean into the weakness of the class. That's fun. There goes Mason Pike to Washington. I mean, maybe they do get him here. I know people are asking.
I'd be surprised, right?
Well, no, because remember they saved all the money with Eli Willits. I don't think you had to give Willits 75%. So,
but 18th round, that seems crazy.
I don't know. Still might get it. He's a 6-foot right-handed pitcher,
19th.
Who's also, I believe, 19 already. Like there's a lot of reasons. Like he was viewed as more of like a 4th or 5th rounder. I mean, they could pull that off here. I wouldn't be surprised if that's a sign. Also, this is a fun one to Oakland. Itsuki Takamoto. He is was born in Japan. So we have a player who was born in Japan, who's a pitcher from Hawaii. And he was one of the top high school players in Japan. He decided to come to the University of Hawaii instead. He's one of those players who didn't want to go through the Japanese posting system. Instead, he played at Chiban Gakuen High School. So this is a Japanese player who intentionally got out of the Japanese system to start here. So that's fun. Miles Upchurch. So the Reds just are punting these now because they don't have the money to do this.
No. Well, that sounded painful, whatever that was.
That was probably someone like jumping around.
Oh, it's like someone fell on something.
Could be that too.
No, it's like, geez, whatever that was, someone just definitely had a head injury.
Well, I've got a cat here and a cat there, so I didn't fall on the cat.
Yeah. This is interesting.
No, I just thought this was kind of fun with the way this was played out. We got 2 guys. Like I said, I do think Washington can afford theirs. Like I said, I like the fact that we have a Japanese player. We saw that with the kid at Stanford, who I think would be draft eligible next year, the first baseman that people aren't too impressed with, who skipped the Japanese system. We've got, Upchurch and Pike, and even Nick Wayrich from Marshall had some fans this year.
All I can say is thank God I was going to go watch the home run derby with some friends tonight out east, and thank God they had to refigure out plans, because it wouldn't have made it the way this draft is finishing. Like, this is ridiculous. Come on. They got to go back to
Fabian Bonilla from Puerto Rico just went to Boston. That's another guy I looked at points in the process.
Bobby's kid?
No.
Okay. No. Why? Because Bobby's getting paid once a year still.
He is, but he's also not Puerto Rican.
No, he's not.
I don't believe so. Isn't he born here?
No, it doesn't mean he's not Puerto Rican.
Yeah, he's from the Bronx.
Okay. Doesn't mean he's not Puerto Rican, though.
Nobody from the Bronx is Puerto Rican. No one. I lived in New York. No one from the Bronx is Puerto Rican. The Cardinals just made the best pick. Liam Best.
Literally.
Yeah.
Okay.
Matthew Becker is a guy. Definitely seen him at South Carolina. You got Liam Best from Appalachian State.
They beat Michigan. That's the best thing for Appalachian State. They beat Michigan in football. I'm still hanging on to that. Luke Kovac, that Cal Poly. That sounds familiar.
Cubs just went high school.
Yeah.
6'5" high school kid.
Interesting. The Cubs have had an interesting draft.
I mean, I feel like every team has because this was such a weird draft.
Yeah, I mean, but Pierce Coppola, Jake Knapp, Eli Jersenbeck.
Seattle just took Cameron Appenzeller. Has to come off my list now. He's gone.
Yeah, he's not signing.
Yeah, he's 100% going to sign here. He's going to take 150,000. He's going to take 150,000 to sign.
Yeah, I totally see that. Yeah. Jack Bauer is still the highest rated player on my board, by the way.
He is now after Appenzeller goes.
I still have Brock Sell, Yuli Fernsler, Eric Blair, and then
that's Blair, interesting. You know who we forgot about?
Henry Ford and Braden Jaska.
Jacob Parker was just taken.
Oh, JoJo's brother. Yeah,
JoJo's brother. I guess he's going to Mississippi State, right?
Well, who took him?
Arizona.
Who took JoJo?
Not Arizona, because they weren't picking that high. So yeah, he's going to school.
Sure is. I don't know. There was this whole big to do about how these brothers were committed to staying together. There was like people writing about how they were going to be a package deal. If you took one, you had to take the other, and if not, they were going to go to college together. They were committed to it.
I don't think you ever had that. I think all that was kind of a little baloney when we had when you knew he was going to be a top 10 pick and he was going to get,
yeah. Didn't you say that Jacob? Didn't you say coming into the year though, Jacob was the bigger?
Yeah, I mean Jacob's more tooled up. You went to the combine and he did everything more tooled up. But
than JoJo way surpassed him, huh?
Because JoJo's got a better approach at the plate and he plays a premium position. Jacob probably can play center field, but he's more than likely to end up on the corner. He's got better exit velocities. The swing isn't as good. He chases a bit more. IMG Academy chased Bentley to the Brewers because all the Brewers do is draft high school kids they can't sign. But
yeah, trying to go to prom.
Jacob has a lot of great physical tools. It'll be fantastic for Mississippi State. But that is kind of an interesting one there. And, Appenzeller was another Illinois kid. He is a basketball player, started his season late. And when he came out, he was throwing 80s instead of throwing higher than that. And he went from a guy who was the number 2 pitcher in this class to a guy who is now going to college. And then let's see.
I mean, where's Cameron committed to? I don't remember.
I would have to look at my big board. Tennessee.
Oh, well, that'll be a good program for him to go to.
Yeah, he's going to be at Tennessee. Well. And then Alex Blair is another basketball player who had a late start to the year. I'm not surprised. Like I wrote him up because he's fun. If I was writing up more players, he wouldn't be 77. He's 77 because I wanted to write him up because he's interesting. And he was the worst player I wrote up. So he was 77. But like he's all like it's just a helium thing. Like it's like, okay, so this guy has been a basketball first guy for most of his career. He wants to do baseball though.
I had Cameron Appenzeller 48, yeah, so
yeah,
a bit higher.
I had Appenzeller at like 50, 51. Good athlete, nice repeatability. Ryan Hepner. Haven't we had other Hepners from British Columbia? Aren't there? Sean Hepner.
It's in the Guardian system.
Yeah, Ryan just went to the Braves. That's got to be his brother.
You think so?
Yeah, because they're both. How many Hepners are there from University of British Columbia? Wasn't Sean also from University?
Arthur. Arthur tracks all that stuff, so he would know.
It's the same university. Let's see, Sean Hepner, University of British Columbia. He is. Let's see what we got here. He's from Vancouver College High School. Now let's look at when we got Ryan Hepner.
Sean, it sounds like Sean Matson's coming to Lake County finally, by the way.
About time. Ryan Hepner.
It is about time.
Okay, I found his right up.
Sean Matson's. I'm excited to see Sean Matson. I'm going to Lake County next week, the 23rd. I'm going to be there. I'm hoping I see Naquin pitch, and then I'd love to see Sean Hepner pitch. Every time I go to Lake County, you know who pitches? It's always Tugboat. It's always Tugboat or Hartle. I've seen Tugboat like 20 times.
Yeah, the UBC Thunderbirds are off to the NIA championship, and Ryan and Sean Hepner are a big reason why. The brothers from Point Roberts have been dominant on the mound. So yeah, that is
okay. Interesting. Didn't the Guardians call dibs on the entire Hepner family last year? Then is that how that works?
No.
What? Oh, I thought you got to. If you pick one brother 1 year, you get to the other family next year. Here's an interesting name: Meridian LeFew from Gaston Christian High School. The Tigers. The Tigers just took another high school player. Meridian LeFew. Bless you. Jonathan Vastine from Vanderbilt. I liked him a little bit a year ago.
Oh boy, did things go bad for him.
Yeah. Poor Jonathan Vastine. I'm surprised the Padres took him, but that must be a money, like a.
Well, I mean, he's got some pop, defend, some of that fun
stuff. Yeah, he could play short, but man, oh boy, is he a bad.
Meridian is a UCF recruit, so there's a chance they get him because I feel like Detroit spent the first 15 rounds saving money.
Meridian LeFew, what a name! But yeah, Vastine's an org guy.
Yeah, senior this year.
Yeah, he had some Robert Phelps from Reinhardt University. All right, Guardians on the clock.
There's only one Reinhardt.
That is. All right, Guardians on the clock for their penultimate pick. Thank God, because I'm running out of steam here real quick.
That's why I keep shouting Reinhardt randomly. You think I got any steam left at this point? I got kids screaming upstairs. I got this going on.
You're making up steam at this point. Come on. We're so close. Derek Munoz, Miami Christian School. Okay.
Don't have a position. Don't have anything.
He's a high school player too, which is interesting.
Right-handed pitcher, first baseman, outfielder, catcher. This kid's from. This isn't the right one. This is him. He's 17 years old. Yeah.
He's tiny. Look at that picture.
He is tiny.
There's nothing
6'2", 196.
It says 2026, Jeff. This says 2026. That can't be the same guy.
No, I think this is right. I think this is a misprint here. I think long, lean frame. He might have reclassified.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
With plenty of room to project. That's a terrible 80-yard dash. That is awful. He is not fast at all. Like his 80-yard dash was 4th percentile.
And he's 5'9". He's 5'9", 125. And now they're saying he's 6'1", 6'2", 196.
So there's a lot of this data that's probably off.
This write-up. Oh, that write-up's from 2020.
Yeah.
The write-up down there is from 2020. But yeah, it's the same kid, Miami Christian School. How the heck are you supposed to find any information on this kid if he doesn't have any of this? They don't have any updates on this.
Did he go to Miami-Dade High School? No,
it's Miami Christian.
I mean, gosh, he's got like. Okay, we're digging. Let's get digging.
Who is their Florida area scout? What an interesting
right-handed pitcher is what it's saying.
This is Miami-Dade. You're right. It is Miami-Dade.
I think I found him. Okay, so so he has. Fastball velocity for his showcase was 83. Spin rate was 21,000. Curveball was 68, and his curveball spin was 23.
I'm not even gonna. I don't even know.
His baseball factory is a thin two-way player who pitches and plays first base. He's got some killer flow, but this is not the right player.
I don't even know, man. I don't know.
Oof.
This is a way. I can't wait to hear what Paul Gillespie says about this one. Because, okay, here we go. 99. This is Derek Munoz from Florida. Complete game no hitter this past year. This says California. Is he from California?
No, he's Florida. That's a different Derek Munoz.
Oh, Well, Derek Munoz is much more interesting.
Yes.
I don't
See,
even
he was
know,
born
man.
in 2017, so he is. What is he? He's currently 17.
He couldn't be born in 2017, Jeff, because he would be 8.
Oh, I'm sorry. He was born in 2007. He won't be.
You're the math guy here, not me.
He won't turn 18 until the end of September. Very young. And it's just, I mean, I got no problem with them taking a swing on a young player here late in the draft. I mean, I feel like he probably signs too.
I mean, at this point, he probably should. Like, I mean, there's.
I'm looking forward to Bart's tweet on this, like trying to see him.
He already did, and there's nothing. Like
nothing, is it? That's
we just drafted this guy. I don't know anything.
I was gonna say he's put pictures and all these other things they've had ready to go,
Nope.
and I'm like,
he's a right-handed pitcher, right? Right.
Yeah, they updated it to make him a right-handed pitcher. 6'2", 196, very young for his class.
That's an interesting one. Okay. Well,
we got another cannon in the 20th round. Hey, Sam Tukaloon. I used to kind of like a little. He's a 6'5" lefty. Cade Brown at Sacramento State also had some good performance. Some interesting guys here.
Yeah.
In the 20th round, but yeah, Munoz.
There we go. Final round. Cade Brown. Did he transfer from somewhere? He's a guy who had no control, right? I'm thinking McCade.
Yeah,
something.
Yeah.
McCade Brown. Yeah.
McCade Brown. Well, this is just crazy that they decided to draft someone who doesn't exist. Ty Peoples. There you go. Just went to
Ty
Toronto.
Peoples.
I just typed demonic instead of Dominic too.
That's scary. That's like when I called David Yoder Devil in Ohio.
Why is he a Devil in Ohio?
I don't know. That's just the way I read it. I don't know.
It's Derek, not Dominic. And I think my tweet put Dominic out. Or is it Derek? It's Derek, not Dominic. I think my tweet is wrong. Oh, I think I did that wrong. I think I said Dominic instead of Derek. I think I was just making up names now. No, but I misspelled his name anyways. I really misspelled his name. I don't know. I gave Derek a really weird spelling. I don't know why I did that. It's not like his name is a weird Derek. It's just. He spells it like Derek Bell. It's just a young second 17-year-old or near 17-year-old they've drafted, right? The only picture I can find of him, he looks like he's 12 years old, so I'm definitely not posting that one from Perfect Game. I mean,
I don't know, man. That one's a bit of a head scratcher. I got to be honest.
Yeah, and like the date on him,
it was funny to see Bart's tweet. It's just that there's just nothing. It's just there's no picture, nothing.
He's got not committed to anywhere, so like the website is, hey, you can sign him because he's not committed.
Yeah, I just want this pick to be over with the next 8 minutes. Come on, let's move this. Nick Fresca, Jay McQueen, Elijah McNeil. Okay. Leadership Christian Academy for the Reds per a Puerto Rican catcher. Here's a question, Jeff. I think you can answer better than I can. Why are most catchers left-handed hitters? What's with that? Like, why do you want a left-handed hitting catcher? Because it's a platoon?
I mean, I think
like almost all of the Guardians minor league catchers are left-handed.
Well, I think it's
like
just
Johnny
Guardians.
Tinker's not.
I think because the Guardians try to add left-handed hitters in general.
No, but there's a lot of left-handed catchers out there if you think about it. Like there's just like Caden Bodine's a switch hitter, but like Walker Yannick, wasn't he left-handed? Like Malcolm Moore is left-handed hitter. Who was the other catcher that was taken last year? I mean, Cozart's left-handed. All the Guardians minor league catchers except for like Johnny Tincher are left-handed.
I wondered if it is the same guy, if Munoz bounced around a bit or somehow. Like, it just feels like...
Could have been. It's reminiscent of Gio Rivera. Or no, who was the high school kid they took that was like that? Remember, it was the same kid that went to the same academy as Daniel Espino.
Javier Santos?
Yeah, maybe that's like a Javier Santos. He bounced around quite a bit, too. And I think he's out of the org now, too.
He is. Yeah, he's been out for a bit.
But that guy the Reds just took, like, whoever that is, Leamzi, whatever, like, he's a left-handed catcher, too. Okay, so
Nick Frisco I missed, went to Pirates. Yeah,
the Cardinals just said, screw you, Justin. We'll take a right-handed catcher right now.
Yeah, so you don't know what you're talking about.
Dalton Rushing. Is Dylan Dingler left-handed? I think he is, right? No, he's right-handed. It just seems like there's a lot of left-handed hitting catchers, and I'm just, like, really curious. Oh, yeah, Scott. Have fun going back to yesterday's live. Scott, there was a live from yesterday. It was like almost 5 hours, and then we did an episode on day one, and then we did episode.
I think he transferred. I think he was a kid in California, and then he became a kid in Florida, so that could be why they like him, is what I'm
Is it the same kid then?
Yeah.
The same kid that's out there?
Yes.
Okay, so
I think it's the same kid.
So that is the same kid that was in California?
Yes. Because this says that he's from Long Beach, California, and that kid was from Long Beach, California as well. I think he might have transferred to Miami Christian in Florida this year, but I think he was at...
Well, no, because this tweet is from June 30th, and he was pitching out in California on June 30th. So how recently did he transfer? Because the video I'm seeing on Twitter... Well, there's another one too. This kid's not the same kid because they have different.
Hey, there's the other Corona kid that some people thought would get drafted on, early in day two. Eaton Biggingham went.
Are there two? Okay, so there's two California Derek Munozes. They're both different skin tones. Like I'm just gonna I don't know. I don't know which is which. I'll send you the ones I found, Jeff. You can delineate for me and see which one you think is the right one. There's no like
Paul, this is a guy who's off the beaten trail.
I'll be very curious. Take some good notes for me on that because I'm not going to be there. I'm going to go have dinner with my wife, and I did last night's stuff, and I'm tired.
I don't know. I'm going to see if I can make it. When is it supposed to occur?
Well, originally they were saying 7. They were
I like Michele Holden, who the Brewers just took. He's an undersized right-hander. He had some really good data at the combine as a pitcher. Like not a top 200 guy anywhere, but just like in terms of traits and tools, Michele Holden he spun everything well. He had good velocity, raw clump of clay, but he's a smaller right-hander, and I don't think he has a big commit. So I wonder if they could maybe even potentially get him. But that's a nice pick. I was kind of waiting for someone to draft him. Oh, no, he does have an Alabama commit, so he might be hard. But he did really well at the combine.
So weird. All right. Curtis Herbert from Portland. Hayden Freese. We're so close. We are so close.
I'm gonna text them and see if they can ask for timeout like they used to be able to back in the day, just to annoy you.
You're going to be doing a podcast on your own, Jeff, if that happens.
Yeah, I got half the picks up, more than half the picks up and in on the nows. I wasn't shooting those out as the thing was happening this year. Last year, I think I was doing them as they happened because people honestly cared more. I was taking a little more advantage of people. This year, it's not, when you don't have a top pick, it's people are interested, but it's nowhere near. Like, our viewership is about half as much on, they're showing Michele Holden videos right now. Yeah, I liked him. He was one of those guys I was kind of keeping my eye on in this draft because he had a lot of nice traits and athleticism, not the biggest kid, but really kind of was one of those guys when he made me go back and look at him after the combine performance. So I do like too, like I think Prospects Live and a few other places are like, they stopped their day 3. They're like, yeah, we're good. Not us gluttons here.
All right. Guardians are in the hole. we got Camden Edge to the Royals, and then Cameron something to the Tigers. Now we have Luke Cantwell to the Pirate or the
Cantwell what?
Padres.
What can't he do well? Cantwell hit.
I don't know. Cameron Douglas. All right, Guardians are on deck. Come on. I'm mic dropping as soon as this is over. As soon as they pick their next
Cantwell
pick,
could hit. Can't field, and that's why he's a first baseman. That's what he can't well.
He can't field well, so Cantwell.
Yeah, Cantwell.
Cameron Douglas. Okay, come on, Guardians. You're on deck. Come on. Landon Schaefer, a high school kid. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if they got the money there for him. Shortstop.
Probably not.
Not. A lot of these guys in the 20th in particular, you're not going to sign them.
All right.
You have a chance to talk.
There it is. Here it goes. 5, 4. Happy New Year. 3, 2, 1. Pick.
I mean, it's popping up in here before it's even popping for me almost every time.
Von
Necker.
High school. I
looked at him. That's a points this
96
year.
96-mile-an-hour fastball, high spin curve. Showing you, 6'3" kid. I'm gonna go ahead and guess this is not a guy they're gonna sign.
Oklahoma kid, but I mean they almost never punt picks. But we'll see.
It's true. It's finally over. Well, I will say this: his high school, he was the first baseball-only athlete to be the male high school athlete of the year at his school. So, must have been special. Where was he committed to?
Oklahoma. Big rocker step in his delivery, slow pace mechanics. Misses bats and barrels, through strikes with fastball, slurvy breaking ball, good spin, some depth. And of course, it's perfect game. So can you guess what type of student he was?
He was a great student. Excellent student.
Good student.
Superb student.
Oh. A good student. It's always a good student. Come on. Oh, come on. Come on. There we go. Finally went through.
All right. And with that, Jeff, I am out. You're on your own. The rest of the 4 picks or whatever's left. But I am calling it in. I will text you about our next episode. All right. See y'all.
See ya. We've got
Jeff's still on. I'm out.
I'm going to stay till we get the last one here, which Bryce Martinez Grudzel from USC. So Caden Aoki, you know what? I didn't get one pick right this year that I thought they would take. So it was definitely a different draft than I think a lot of us were expecting for them. Not as hitter heavy. I do like the fact that our last pick, Shane Brinham, went to Handsworth Secondary School in British Columbia. Handsworth. It's just a funny name to me. Maybe it's because I'm in 20 rounds in. But yeah, it was a different draft. We'll see how the results turn out. It's impossible to really say too much of anything with 100% certainty. We have some strong feels, we have some strong ideas, but all in all, it's another draft in the books, and it was kind of a weaker draft. They doesn't feel very likely they'll be drafting this late again next year. Well, maybe we'll be wrong. It'd be great if we're wrong. But I think you all do. Everyone who joined us, spent time with us, who were kind to us. It's been a very contentious time to be a Cleveland fan. I think we have been getting more hate than we have ever gotten, and more negativity and insults and swears and the like. So I appreciate everyone who showed up and was kind, and did that is tied to Grit Solonic. You're right. And just let's keep the good vibes going as much as we can. We may not always agree, but that's no reason why we need to be anything other than cool with each other. So thank you all for another crazy draft year. And go. It is a hornet's nest this year. And I guess we're easy targets. I've taken I've taken more hits this year than the last 5 years I did this thing combined. It's been no bueno. But thank you to everyone. Again, check out the show. Make sure you're subscribed. Do all that stuff. Thank you to everyone who joined us. Watch us talk through another crazy draft. And go Guardians, go.